Okay, second time's a charm. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Hello again. Hello. I have everybody unblocked. Well, the two people unblocked. Hey, hey. You're welcome, Elias's Nana. I'm so sorry about that. Hey, Sam. Sissy, woohoo!
Elias Nana is she loves me. I love her.
Oh, we can
She
hear
yells at me like she's my mom. She does that all the time. Like, you're not, why are you eating pasta? Because I fucking like pasta.
That's right.
We're gonna
That's
um
okay.
we're gonna have Missy start this off in a few minutes, and then
Okay.
what we're not gonna do tonight, we're not gonna body shame. We're not gonna call names. We're gonna have a respectful live. There are no warnings. If you're not gonna comply, you will be muted the whole entire live. I don't care if we're friends for 4 years or not. That's just the way it's going to be tonight. We have the gifts turned. They should be turned off.
Yes, they are.
Okay. And then, a couple people in the boxes for now, and then boxes as we go on.
Yep. And all I ask is just for taps because we know Beth's going to be, but we know that there's people going to be in here trying to report. So,
Yeah, she wanted her people to start reporting you before you even went live. So,
yep,
Yeah,
Jackson.
Cole, I know. We can we can call her names on another time, but we want to put out here tonight. We all know Beth, and we all know the backstory. But there's things that came to light in the last 4 or 5 months that Missy found out, and so we're going to bring that all up to speed. And
I have some new things that came out over the past couple of days that I will be reading to you. I will not be posting them. I will not be green screening them. There's people out there that do not have people's best interests at heart, and I don't want to put people into a position where, I just don't want to hurt anybody. So I'm making sure that I will read things to you guys, but I will not be showing them. So,
And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Mander.
everybody tap the screen
Hey, beautiful.
because we're going to need it. And moderators, 0 accounts, just block them. There's no reason not to come in here on your main unless you have something bad to say.
and you tell me when to start, and I will start it off whenever you're ready.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and get going.
Okay.
All right.
Matilda, if I need to mod anybody, just text me and I'll go check it and then I'll mod them.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
You can mod Elias Nana.
Okay.
She's quick.
Yeah.
Little speedy fingers over there.
Hey Mel, how you doing?
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't
Me
interrupt.
too. I'll mute.
No worries. So, all right. Well, I'm Missy. Everybody I think knows who I am or loves me, hates me, and in between. I've known Beth since before she left Spokane, before she came to TikTok, and she was still on Facebook. So we all know, the things that she's done in the past: animal control, the animal abuse, the just being a pretty much vile person, the soul and valor, pretending to be in the military, have a purple heart in Iraq, Afghanistan, I don't know, freedom Iraqi, which I think it's Iraqi freedom, but the pew-pew in the back of the head, all the things that she's done, which has been pretty disgusting to say the least. But in the last, I would say, so they went from a place in, I can't remember, she was in Colorado, and they moved up into the Denver area where Devin's dad's ex-girlfriend lived. I guess Devin had a friendship, relationship, whatever, with her. He calls her his stepmother. He calls her children their step-siblings. There was absolutely zero connection with like that. They were never married. They dated for 3.5 years. Devin's dad had cheated on her, and the relationship was over. And dad was already by that time in a vegetative state or semi-vegetative state from the fight, which was a hug deal gone bad, not what Devin said, which was family members had beat him up. That's not what happened. In the time between, August, Debbie was doing better. She was on borrowed time. She was in hospice. But for some reason, Devin and Beth decided that they were going to take it upon themselves to start taking care of this woman who nobody asked them to do that. They had their RV parked on the street. Code compliance came through and said, you've got to move that hunk of junk out of here. And so they moved it 10 feet onto the property. There was never, Beth and Devin did not give this woman all of her school money. They did not, trick or treat out the window so she could get one more Halloween. They did not decorate her house for Christmas. None of these things happened. But in fact, by, I believe, December, Leanne was already there and they weren't allowed in the house. And I believe it actually was around Thanksgiving that they weren't allowed in the house anymore. They stole electricity to where they almost burnt the house down with a $10 extension cord. They pulled a hose from the back of the house to their trailer and caused the pipes to break. It's Colorado. We don't do that. In the winter. I'm not from Colorado, so I don't know anything about that. In Michigan, we wouldn't do that. And it caused around $4,000 worth of damage when the pipe broke in the basement. They blamed one of the kids that it was their fault. Debbie, like I said, seemed to be doing better according to her children. She was getting up, she was eating, all the things, and then it's just like she gave up. Devin and Beth would pound on her windows at 2:00 in the morning. They were pretty much tormenting her until she passed away on the 30th of December. About, a couple days later, they buried her, and Devin decided that it was okay to call an 86-year-old man who just buried his daughter and extort $2,000, which he got. They did give the money to Devin, $2,000, and he's 86 years old, very sweet man. And it's just been a downward spiral since. There's been lies that have been told by about, SA that did not happen. And in fact, Devin says it happened to him, but he was the one that was the predator in the whole equation. Who was tormenting a little girl that was so afraid to say anything because when the SA was happening, she did not tell anybody because Devin's dad would physically abuse her, hit her, beat on her, and, some normal things. There was a phone call that happened. It was done on live. It was horrible. Just more disgusting things that Devin was threatening them. And then there's been tons of text messages of Devin threatening to pew-pew people, to bury people, to take it to the streets, because Devin is he's a real gangster. I mean, that's what he said. He's threatening my family. He is starting to dismember people's children while they watch, while the parents have to watch. It's been really bad, but I think by far, with everything that I have seen over the past I think it's been now 6 years, this has been by far the worst. And somebody said to me the other day, people make mistakes. You know what? You're right. People make mistakes every fucking day. I make mistakes every day. I am not a perfect person. I make mistakes. In fact, when I was cooking dinner, I dropped a whole pan of Brussels sprouts on the floor, and I'm so mad about it still. I'm going to be salty for days about it because I love Brussels sprouts. But those are mistakes, okay? Those are accidents. What Devin and Beth are doing is calculated. It is, she means to do it. This is not an accident. It's not a mistake. It's not, I shouldn't have done this. They don't feel that way. This is cold and calculated, and they mean everything that they fucking do to people. They are lying to the people in their chat, getting money. I mean, she got, what was it, $1,300 in the last 4 days for a trip that she didn't make.
Yep, I know she was asking for the 1,300. Then on the trip, she said she miscalculated, was asking for, I believe it was like 200 or 300 more. Then she got on and asked for money yesterday and again today. And yeah.
$100 this morning. Yeah.
Yep.
A spare tire that went out.
For a tire, for her tire blew. I don't believe that for a minute. Every time that she supposedly moves, I don't know if she's carrying that tree on her back. I don't know what she's doing, but it's the same scenery behind her. She thinks we can't see it, but when the light hits it just right, you can see that she was in the same place. But the people that are over there don't understand, and they say, some of the most vile things. And I don't understand that. I don't like Beth. Everybody knows I went back to Beth, that I gave her money to help her move. And the time that she moved, I do believe they were going to Debbie's. There was never a house. She lied to me. She knew that I was pissed off about it, so she started blowing my phone up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied to you. I've been threatened, with CPS calls. Granted, there's nothing I'm not afraid of Beth. She still owes me money. And yeah, I was wrong for that. That's why a lot of people look at me like, yeah, I don't give a shit what Missy says because she gave her money. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't deserve any grace from anybody anywhere. I did it. I knew the type of person she was. I was hoping she was being a better person. I hope she would. And I am a fixer. I fix things. I want to fix people. And I'm telling you that there's not one single redeeming quality in Beth or Devin. Nothing that you do will ever fix the level of ugh that they are. But I'm telling you that I'm not a...
Oh, go ahead.
Say what? Go ahead.
I just wanted to remind everybody, too, she threatened grape on a kid.
9 years old. Yes, that's Dakota's daughter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how disgusting she is. And, I know you said you've made mistakes, and yes, you've given her money. But you know what? People are allowed to change their mind. People are allowed to realize, what the hell have I been doing? And I hate to say it like that. But, to open your eyes.
It absolutely is. What the fuck? What was I doing? Why did I was angry and I wanted to piss other people off. But in the end, the only person I hurt was myself. Right. So, I didn't hurt a single person in this room, my friend group, nobody. I hurt me. That's it. So, if people don't like me because of that is complete. I understand. I get it. But now that I am on the outside looking in again, people need to see her for what she is. And yes, you can't fix an addict with money. I tried with my father, who is now deceased. I tried to fix him with money too. It didn't work. It just does not work. There's a lot of other people that have given her money just to send her fucking Instagram. So, I mean, right. There's absolutely a lot of imperfections here, but people need to realize that she is not, and especially the ones that are still over there, she's not the person you think she is.
No, she's not.
She says the N word. She called a 4-year-old the R word.
And that's the reason why she got taken down today, was the use of the R word.
Yep. Again. And Summer is 4. She's 4. She's still learning how to talk. And so instead of saying, oh, You know what? She's learning to talk. Look at her. Look at her go. No, it's you use the R word and told them to put her in speech therapy. That's disgusting.
And I want to say, Beth says she's 10 years sober. I am 21 years clean in July. When you replace one rug with another, and I can see smoking weed, or like I can see that as like a maintenance type of thing. But thank you. Thank you. The way she does her yabba dabba doos and like, the way she gets cranky, it's now a it's an addiction. It's absolute. She replaced one with another. So, Beth, I'm sorry. You are not. You're not clean. I hate to say it. And I know Devin spoke on. Yeah, yeah. She has to beg for it. When you have to like, I don't want to get started on recovery talk, but I'm sorry, Beth. You're not. You definitely are not. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Jess, I just want to say everybody in the chat. I know the chat's going really fast, guys. But for those of you who are not aware of Beth and Devin, just look in the chat of the personal experiences and the threats that have been made towards individuals down in the chat. You can scroll back up. There's more people in here with testimonies than not of who she has come after, as well as Devin. And they are very, very vile. She literally goes after certain groups, if you will. And so I just want you guys to be aware of that. I mean, me personally, she threatened to pew me in the face. She thinks that she doxed me, but she had none of the information right. But that's just mild compared to all the other things like calling children the R word and all the things. So I just wanted to say that real quick.
So, a lot of you guys that have been in other lives with like me, Manders, Jackson, have met Leanne. Leanne was Debbie's daughter. I don't know a nice way to say it. Leanne lost her mom, her best friend, the person that, she looked up to. And she lost her mom after being tormented by Beth and Devin. I can't say with certainty that if Beth and Devin had never gone there, that she would still be here. I want to believe that. They felt that she was overly sedated by medication. And it was just, it's gut-wrenching because unfortunately nothing will happen to them. And a man who, like I said, buried his daughter 2 days later had to take them to court to evict them off the property because Beth and Devin would not leave. Even though they said, if you give us this $2,000, we will leave. They got the $2,000 and they didn't leave. They stayed. They broke into the house and stole a booklet that had people's social security numbers in it. Somebody attempted to open credit in the grandfather's name. Thank God he had Credit Karma and it's put a halt on that. They tried to take and put a, file for a house abandonment in that, even those people are, I think it was Devin's nephews, might have been her children or I don't know the relation, but there was people, her family. She had family. It was not like, this house was, she passed away and she had no next of kin. She did. She had a whole family. And he also then tried to put, and this is in the back of my head for days, I thought about this, that they tried to put the homeowner's insurance in Beth and Devin's name. They tried to do that. And my thought was, were they going to destroy the house or set it ablaze or whatever? in order for it to get insurance money. I don't know what the purpose of that would have been, except for they were going to do something to that house. But Beth and Devin, everybody's a liar. And I notice this all the time. Everybody's a liar. It's never Beth and Devin's fault. It's everybody else's fault. They didn't do anything wrong. They are perfect little indigent whatevers over there. They never do a thing wrong. It's always somebody else. And that's not true. I mean, everything that happens is been at the hands of Beth and Devin. And part of me thinks sometimes that if Devin could get away from Beth, I don't think he would be as bad a person. But then I found something else out. The reason Aunt Rhonda will not speak to Devin, why Devin's not allowed to see the father, his dad, all of it. Devin had a cousin, I believe it was a cousin, named RJ. Devin supplied the hugs that unalived RJ.
Oh my God.
It had, the word in it that I can't say.
F.
Does it start with an F and end with an ent?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's not funny.
Yes, and this is alleged. It is just what we were told. Was that, and people are innocent until proven guilty. Devin has said that he did do those with him that night. So he has not come out and admitted, like, yeah, it was me. Yeah, but they were doing those together. Hold on, let me go back so I can read that.
I'm sorry. Did you say how old he was? I might have missed it. I'm in shock over here.
RJ, how old RJ was?
Yes.
Gosh,
I mean, it doesn't matter how old,
I
really.
think he's around the same age as Devin, like maybe a couple years younger.
Yeah.
He looked really young in the picture that I saw of him, but according to Beth, the picture that we saw was 10 years prior. So he, Devin would have been, 10 years ago, he'd have been 28, 29 years old. So
Right. Okay, so Kelly's saying it's JR because I know Beth is probably listening and she's probably saying, "Who's RJ?" If it's JR Beth.
I thought it was RJ. I always thought it was RJ, but I could have the
One
letters flipped. But
one or the other, Beth. It's disgusting. I'm sorry.
Who cares? JR, RJ, whatever. In fact, I believe I've heard Devin say RJ a couple times. But then again, I hear all kinds of new words with Devin every day.
Pomeranian, yeah.
And again, these are alleged things. I know that Aunt Rhonda has absolutely nothing to do with him. He is not allowed around. None of that. And about a month ago too, Devin went on this tangent. Beth was at work, I believe, that night. And he spoke about raping little boys. It was foul. It was recorded, Devin, before you go saying that never happened. It was recorded, and it was disgusting. But these are the things that, like, I guess in my life, I've never encountered people that talk the way that they do, that behave the way that they do, that thinks that the world owes them something. I've never, it's very bizarre to me.
Right. And let's mention, she's been doing this for what now, 6 years?
Well, I can tell you that I believe that she was doing it before I met her, and I've known her about 6 years. Sorry. I've known her for about 6 years, and I believe she was doing it around a year before that, because when I met her when I saw her the first time on TikTok, it was probably 6 months prior before I actually started like really watching her, because she was like a Martian. It was weird, and I watch weird things, I guess, but So that's when I met her. And I helped her. I helped her a lot. I helped her when, my husband and I struggled. Times I was in the people were in the hospital, helped her. Times when I was trying to figure out how I was going to pay my next electric bill, and she would call me, and I would be like, "Look, girl, all I got is like $10 until my next payday." She's like, "That's fine. Send it to my Cash App."
Right. So it's all
That's what
about
she.
her. It's all about what she can get, no matter whatever anybody else is going through, as long as it's all about her and
I mean,
everything.
there was a woman who her granddaughter, I think, was on life support, and Beth badgered her for money.
Jeez.
There's the GoFundMe money from her supposed best friend that passed away. I mean, there was a woman, I think her name was Heather. God, I can't remember. It's been such a long time ago. That gave her thousands. She acts like somebody owes her something.
Right. And then
she
doesn't take accountability for anything. Yeah, no.
No, ma'am. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Why?
Welcome in, everybody. Yeah. Welcome in.
Text me. She's like, "It's JR." I'm like, why do I think it was RJ? I don't know. JR, my bad, Beth and Devin. I am so sorry. Accept my apologies. It doesn't matter. The fact is what happened.
Somebody's asking about Jada, how she helped.
I can't speak on what happened with Jada. Jada would be the one that would have to speak on Jada. But I can tell you that Jada has 2 children. They are absolutely the cutest little things on 2 feet. Twin boys. They're beautiful. And Beth, the other day, spoke horrible about her and her children. I haven't seen Jada in at least a year now, maybe. Jada is not even on the app. I'm not sure why Beth decided to bring her up. I do know that Jada helped her, yes, but Jada had her own reasons for all of that. I can't speak on that.
Right, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I know that Tina helped her. I know Tina helped put her in jail and then turned around and bailed her out, which is wild behavior. And I really can't. Hold on, just one.
Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hey, horse lady. Thank you guys for all the taps. I appreciate it.
My granddaughter was eating olives and she thought it was cute, and I don't want people to hear her when she's excited about olives. So, she's at that age where she's learning all kinds of new things, and that's another thing. I have 2 amazingly beautiful grandchildren, and I absolutely adore them. Beth has hope that they unalive. She's trying to call CPS and told them that my granddaughter choked on a cigarette butt. It was my granddaughter, just so that we're clear, did choke. It was a peach. Just things that she can lie about. She's gone after Ash Cole, who is the sweetest. She's gone after my friend Mystic. She's gone after Angel. She's gone after Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy is so nice when she claps back. It's hilarious. But I mean, she's gone after Callie for a year about legs, and Callie has legs, just so that everybody knows. Callie has legs. Horrible things about people. Elias, Nana, Christy, anybody that speaks against her, she goes somebody could say, "You know what, Beth, I don't like your hair today," and she'd be like, "I hope your children unalive." Yes. That's her. She's always like 0 to 110 seconds. It's just, it's crazy behavior. And
she loves to body shame and make fun of. Like, I remember one time she said, we were listening to her, and she's like, "Just she's ugly," and I'm like, What? You don't even know what I look like. Get out of here.
And Dawn. Everybody knows that Dawn's mom had the C word.
Yes.
It was a hard battle. It was a battle that was a losing battle. And her mother was the sweetest woman. And every single day, Beth would wake up and go after Dawn's mom. And it was horrible. Because as much as we want to protect our friends, I can't. None of us could protect her from it. And it was horrible. And it didn't matter if Dawn was on that day or not. There was quite a few times that Dawn was not on, and Beth would wake up, and I could hear Monster on the Hill playing, because one of her accounts is Monster on the Hill. And I could hear it playing because Beth hadn't even got the sleepy bugs out of her eyeballs yet, and she was looking for Dawn. And when she did pass, the things that Beth said got worse. She's gone after Kelly, who lost her mama. It's just the things that Beth does. And then, she talks about, I asked her, I'm like, she said, well, Miss Kathy doesn't have any children. We've all met Miss Kathy's kids. They come in the lives all the time. And I said, Beth, why don't you show us your kids? I thoroughly believe Beth does not have any children. And she says such horrible things about her mom. And I've seen pictures of her mom where they have this big family get together for Christmas or holidays or birthdays. And all the family is there, except for Beth. I find it hard to believe that you are the good one and everybody else in your family is the problem. That's wild to me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And don't forget, we got like 4 dogs unalived, and now Jake, from what we understand,
not doing well.
He's not doing well. He can't walk.
Yep.
And she, and if I'm correct, which I'm sure I am, she doesn't bring those dogs to the vet.
No.
Not until they're unaliving. No. And even then,
yeah.
I don't think she did until Doobie was gone.
You can see the nails. Their nails are never trimmed.
No.
And she
they
keeps
are so
them medicated
long
and sedated and just very, or if she gets angry at them, she picks up the slipper and
that was
threatens to hit them.
That was today again. It's on Band of Eight's wall.
Yep.
Where she bent over, grabbed her shoe, and then threatened to hit one of them.
Right between the eyes is what she said. Yeah. And you may not know this, but she shot. I mean, granted, Jackson and I know this, that she shocks those dogs. We can hear it. They're in crates
with a shock collar.
With a shock collar on. For no reason, because the dogs are barking. She stands there, and it's not like one push of the button. She holds that button. And she will take the collar off the dog and say, it's got rubber stoppers on it. That does not stop the shock. That protects from the burning the hair when you shock them. They still feel that shock. Yep. And she does not, she doesn't care. And nobody, a lot of people remember the dog, the first one, but she has let one dog run out into traffic and got hit by a car. Nobody remembers that. I did, because I remember her talking about it. Then there was Alex, Kilo, Doobie, and now Jake. And you want me to believe that you're going to New Mexico to help Jake with his joints. But you notice one thing that you haven't done is take him to the vet where they could possibly help him with his hip dysplasia. My dog I had a German Shepherd, had hip dysplasia. He was on meds and he lived a full 15-year life.
Dabs are more important.
Dabs are more important. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't understand, because like my dog is sitting right here. She's driving me nuts because she's licking her paws, and she does that all the time because she has allergies. She's on medicine for her allergies. But do you hear me yell at her or try to hit her with a shoe or put a shock collar on her? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They don't get out. They don't go for walks or not. And I guarantee that those dogs are in crates that are by far too goddamn small for them.
Yeah, well, she has all those dogs in that tiny trailer.
Yeah, 29, I think 28 or 29 feet.
Yeah, it's not more than 30 feet.
Yep. Filled with cigarette smoke, 420 smoke, and God knows what else.
I'm going to tell you that and this because I'm looking for the video so I can post it to my wall. And Jackson may already have it. But I was watching a video of her one day, and I'm just sitting there watching because I was bored, and she was giving them, she calls them tinctures, CBD tinctures or THC, whatever. And when we tried that CBD oil, my dog was Harley was having some health issues, and the vet recommended it, so he gave us a number of shop in Knoxville, and we went there. And it was like 1/2 of a dropper, okay? I watched her give one dog 5 droppers of that. 5. And I just sat there like, what are you doing? 5 droppers.
Because she uses those dogs as a money grab,
my German Shepherd weighs almost 150 pounds, and I wouldn't give her 5 drops.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
It was so, I believe that the one she was giving it to was Doobie. It was before, it was like a year before he passed away. But, and when she got like his paw print back, you could barely see the pads of the paw print because his nails were so long.
I remember seeing that. And yes,
Benadryl.
Yep. I was just going to say the Benadryl. She likes to keep them sedated so she doesn't have to deal with them. And then when she does deal with them, she gets all frazzled and, threatens to hit them with the...
Dogs bark. If you don't want them to bark, you shouldn't have 7 of them.
Exactly.
Because one feeds off the other, feeds off the other, feeds off the other.
And I can hear them, when she shocks them, I can hear them yipping. And it just breaks my heart to hear it.
Yep. Yep.
And
it just,
they deserve better.
Absolutely.
And I tell Beth all the time, I hope that, the trailer falls off the hitch someday, because, and some people get mad at me because I'm like, I don't think that these dogs could be rehabbed. I want to believe that they would. And I tell Beth all the time, one of these days, I will find you and I will take those dogs. Or you're going to get in trouble for something because you are always committing, you commit fraud, you commit, you steal, all these things that you do. You literally burglarized Debbie's house. So eventually you're going to get in trouble, and hopefully those dogs are away from you.
I hope so, because I know animal control has been called, but they don't do anything. They fail them every time.
Yes, animal control. Now, the last time when they were in Arkansas, I truly believe that those animal control officers wanted to get those dogs. I truly believe that. They fought hard. They fought the good fight trying to get them dogs. And then she went down and filed that appeal. Just like she went down and suppressed. She knew that there was something in all that paperwork that I was getting, and that she was scared of what was going to come out. So she called and had them suppressed. So I couldn't get anything unless I was a party to the case.
It's because she wants to hide the truth. She doesn't want the truth.
Yeah, she faked being pregnant. Yep. That irritates me even pretty extensively too.
Absolutely.
There's so many people out here who are trying to have babies, and you're over here faking pregnancies and you made money off of it. You literally got money off of faking a pregnancy.
Yep. Fake
Just
college.
She says, I didn't make any money when I told people that I was and I was a veteran. Yes, you did, because you had a big ass sign in the back of your fucking bus thing. You had a big sign back there that said you were a veteran, so you were making money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crime, Beth. And I tell her every time she does something, I'll be like, hey, Beth, that's a crime. You better stop. Beth, that is also a crime. You better stop. I tried to serve her paperwork. Thank you so much, Brittany, for not doing what you said you were going to do. And she got out of town before I could do that. But at this point, she thinks that $800 broke me. It didn't. I'm not the one on the internet begging every day. I was helping her, I thought, move into a house, and like I said, biggest mistake. She lied about 3 or 4 houses, and she made $800 on the back house in Arkansas, which had Shane's son's belongings in it because it was Shane's son's house. And she said multiple times, I've been in there 100 times, and we went through how we want to set it up. And all of a sudden, she starts coming in with new clothes and a PS3, I think, and all this other stuff. Yeah, you absolutely burglarized that house while Shane's son was at work on works on a fishing boat, I believe. So you stole. You said that there was a house in, I don't even remember where. I want to say, God, I don't even remember. But Barbie or whatever her name was that helped her tell a story that there was mold under the sink. But she got money for that. She got money for an attorney when she knew on either Thursday or Friday that those charges had been dropped, continued to beg for money over the fucking weekend, and on Monday told everybody that the charges had been dropped, and then blocked people. There was a couple people, I think, that did get their money back. Most of them that asked for it back got blocked.
And
You
Callie's
lied.
talking about she stole Chrissy's war story.
Oh, yes, she did. Chrissy was the one that was actually in, I believe, Iraq when it happened, and yeah, everything that Beth said happened to Chrissy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There's just there's no low, too low for Beth.
Nope.
So, I have, and I'm going to warn you that these messages are, they're going to be bad. I'm going to, like, some words I'll use just like B or F, and you'll know what I'm saying. Okay. Because I don't want to take the live down, but I'm just warning you, it's going to be a huge trigger warning for anybody that has. Can I use your phone for like 10 seconds so I can read something? I have to send them to my husband because if I, go over to my text messages, it will, it'll take me out of the box and you won't be able to hear me.
Yeah, no problem.
I came out here for something else and now I don't remember what I came out here for. But a couple days ago, this was a conversation between Leanne and Devin. And Leanne is, I don't know how she does it because she's so calm and collected, and Devin sets me right off. But somehow, I don't know how, she is so calm and collected, and she's not rude to him. It's glitching. I'm so sorry. But just 1 second, I'm gonna send those over.
Cupcake, TikTok Raider has a few accounts I believe he can get in here on, because we'll have to take the live down to unblock.
Yeah, I haven't used this account in a year before.
I just request that can I read? I'll read the messages first, and then I'll get out of the box.
Of course.
Before Raider comes, if that's okay.
Of course. Of course. Welcome in, everybody. We're about to hear some messages. It's okay, all for one. But all for one, didn't you called Spark on Josh, didn't you? This is just a side conversation.
We see you down there, Cornbread. Don't worry.
And Beth likes to go on Instagram a lot. Beth does not come over to tech. Well, she has been coming over a lot lately, but then we get her down and then she has to wait. But she mainly goes over to Instagram. So she isn't on TikTok a whole lot. I don't stream her because she will get us taken down, and just by everything she says.
Yeah, between the N word and the R word,
It,
you don't stand a chance of being up.
exactly. And then if she finds out, I mean, I got taken down once because I was arguing with her back and forth, and I learned my lesson with that. So we're just waiting on Missy to get the messages. She is, Elias Nana. She is absolutely 100% vile. Um, like Missy was, just the things that she says about people that speak out against her or that she doesn't like, or, calling people P3DOs, wishing grape on children, wishing unaliving on people, threatening to call ICE on people. That cupcake, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I just, and the people that support her and are okay with that has to be, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. I'm sorry. Ambivalent, get it together. Yeah, no. Yeah. Hey, Choo Choo. But yeah, Beth and Devin are one of the worst I've ever seen, ever come across. Hey, Kathy.
Let me see. All right.
Yeah, Sam, you're absolutely right. Sam said if people aren't talking about her, she creates drama talking about people saying vile stuff. And she absolutely does. When she comes on, she will search for anybody that's streaming her.
I have the video. I have the recordings of the voicemail left for the grandfather. These are not voicemails. These are texts. So there's no like, and I have learned through my own that if I play certain things, they take it. I lose the account in like 10 seconds. So.
Mhm. Yep, if everybody can tap when we play these.
Yeah, soon, cornbread, soon.
Okay, so I'm gonna start reading them. I didn't think it was necessary to read the part from Leanne. It was just, her pretty much saying, I didn't want to be a part of this TikTok thing, and you brought me into it, and the things, that I'm saying, I'm saying the truth, and you don't like it, and sometimes it'll take me a minute because they're in pieces, of course, because, I have to screenshot and then I have to, scroll up a little bit and screenshot again. So sometimes it'll take me a second to find my spot in the next one. So just bear with me.
That's okay. And
So,
for everybody coming in, can you just remind us who Leanne is before you start reading them?
Leanne is Debbie, which was Devin calls Debbie his stepmother. They were never, his dad and her were never married. They are no relation and they do not claim him. And then the so he calls her his stepsister. She is Debbie's daughter.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. So, and this is a message from Devin, and it's long, from Devin to Leanne. It says, tell your friends they can run scared and they can talk big, but they still don't have the balls or glory to MF and unblock me on either of my accounts. And that's how big of a B they are, Elena. And just saying, everybody knows now that Elena that's Leanne's first name is Elena. So congratulations, you found your effing friends. They are as twice as scared as you. tell your R word effing friends to unblock me then. And then the reasoning why CPS is going to be coming to your house is because they want to keep on calling the cops and calling campsites and all that. So you want to be, and I'm going to read it the way he's saying it because some of it I don't know what he's trying to say. But they want to keep calling the cops and calling campsites and all that. So you want a taste of the drama. You want to be a part of the drama. So guess what? You're going to be part of the drama. And you're going to get what they started doing to me and my wife. So that means CPS. That means every agency I can get a hold of to make your life crazy and chaotic as much as they have. I'm going to do to you. So trust me, we are not going to be the bigger person to shut the F up first. It's going to be you. So if you have the balls to actually have the responsibility, I would shut the F before it actually gets effing dirty. So what I'm saying is exactly what they have been doing to my wife and I, calling the cops every effing where we go, calling, our job everywhere we get. They find out where my wife works at every time, and then they find out our location. They call animal control, and it doesn't matter. They've called 5 or 6 times on animal control because they called the police on us 5 or 6 times, and nothing has happened ever. They haven't taken a dog. I haven't gotten a ticket. I haven't gotten arrested. Besides the bar, and the bar thing was on my own cognate thinking. And I took responsibility and accountability for that, and they effed that up. Their best friend Tina was the one that called the judge and the DA and started getting involved in my case to ruin it. So that's why my case in Arkansas ended up getting dropped. And then this is where it's going to get really bad. I'm so sorry. And you really are word friends. Think that there's not going to be having anything to get you in trouble. B, you carry a pew-pew across state lines. You also have a pew-pew in a household where a child is formally developed and it doesn't have the cognitive thinking. That's against the law, right? Especially in red states. So don't think that I have enough evidence upon you to get you wrapped up. The thing is, all I want is you to effing do is just effing stop. Is it that effing hard for you just to stop and stop contacting with these type of effing people to make my effing life even harder? See, for you to not take accountability or concern upon me and my life, why should I be concerned upon you and your life and your effing family? You're putting me in a dangerous effing spot right now, hanging out with these effing dumbasses, and guess what? I'm not taking it like a effing little punk bee. I'm going to come at you with the full fucking force while they're the one or F another. I don't know. This is like trying to decipher the Da Vinci Code. I'm going to make you learn this effing lesson the hard way. Your reality is that you think you're doing something and you're going to put something out there that's going to even hurt me even worse and put me in a dangerous spot. So why should I care what I said there and say to you when what you are doing right now is putting my life in danger, putting my private information, personal information on the GD internet? You were the one that spoke out first. You're the one that went into the box first. I didn't hold the effing gun, pew-pew to your head and threaten you to get in that effing thing. You have self-control over your own decisions, and all you have to do is effing stop. That effing simple. But obviously me asking for that simple request is a big effing problem with you. And guess what? It's a big problem with me because you are my abuser. Let me do this a second.
And I just wanted to say, this is Cupcake said these messages are after he they demanded the $2,000 from the
Yeah, this
elderly
was
gentleman.
from like a couple of weeks ago, maybe
Right.
a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
And he said that he putting his life in danger, putting personal information on the internet. Don't they do that to everybody? Just saying.
Well, according to her, she doesn't go real life, but I've seen her go real life.
Oh, that's bullcrap.
Sweetie, it probably took him 2 weeks to write this.
Mm-hmm. It might have.
It sounds like it.
Let's see, so I can pick up where I left off.
And Cupcake said, mind you, he says she SA'd him at 6, but they didn't know him that young.
No, they did not. I don't think he came around until he was 9 or 10. Okay. Okay. So do you remember when Sean and I and you were all in the garage with our I don't know who custard neighbor is, but that's what he called it. Custard neighbor, and we had sex with her in the garage of grandfather. Well, grandfather knows about that story now because I texted him today about that story. I also told him that we were active when we were little kids. You're the one that wanted to put yourself in that I'm sure it's supposed to be predicament. So guess what? You opened your mouth first. I opened my mouth second. So don't come back with that effing of engine victim card, bitch. And then he started calling her. He said, answer messenger now. We need to talk. What do you mean? You're going to get a whole bunch of paperwork, print it out and give it to Missy. What did I explain to you last night? I told you to stop. I don't mind you going in there, but this personal BS needs to effing stop. I apologize, but now you're being a traitor. Stop being double-sided and just effing stop. Elena, I'm asking you from the bottom of my effing heart. I'm trying to be reasonable with you. Please stop telling them any type of personal information about me. If you want to have conversations about ghosts and haunted houses and have other conversations, then so be it. I'm telling you this. If you keep on relying on information and giving these strangers information about me that is personal, I'm coming after you full effing force. So you're going to be... in this, it says tooth face, like your tooth, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be two-face. B, just because you're threatening to get a hold of all the court paperwork and everything that happened at the house when literally I have the effing paperwork I'm willing to effing put out there. But it's all MF and lies of what your sister sat there and said. The thing is, Elena, you are digging yourself in a bigger hole, and as much as I try to have a conversation with you and tell you to stop putting my information out there, personal information out there, and hanging out with these people, then there's going to be consequences. Guess what? Now those consequences are going to be on the way while they're there. Going to be hurting you, hurting your family, or it's going to be in court. It doesn't effing matter. You can take it what it is and what it is. You better hope to God and pray to your effing mommy in heaven that I never see you in real life, because the first time that I ever see you, there will be effing consequences.
And for those who know, if Universal Studios ever comes around, he's going to get each and every one of us.
Yes, Jesus Christ. And now here is the trigger warning, okay? You are effing dead to me, B. Don't you ever talk about me, my wife, or everything like that after today. You are effing dead to me. I'm blocking you. You don't have no common sense, no common courtesy, and you better hope that I don't have the balls or the effing cojones to effing cause chaos in your effing life down there and in effing Georgia. You better hope to God that I have more self-control over my effing self than I have ever had before, because I'll make a perfect example out of your BS. So sick and tired of trying to be the better effing person, and you guys keep on effing with me. And effing with me and effing with me, and then pulling the victim card. Like you're going to effing call the cops. I don't give a flying F no more. Do what you gotta do, B. But just know that in real life, once I catch you slipping, I'm catching you slipping, bitch.
Wow. Wow. So in one hand, he's begging her not to say anything, and in the other, if you,
Threatening her and her to bring chaos and everything else to her and her family.
right. So if anybody speaks truth on them, this is what happens. This is they go to the threats, and they go to the, find her information out, find his information out, find this, find that. I need to stay calm. Yes, I did hear there is a recording of him extorting the elderly man. I forgot whose page it was on. I did see it, and they were yelling. I believe it was through a door. And like,
It's on several pages. I think Band of Eight has it. I think Daisy has it. There's a few people that have it.
let me see if I could find it on my other phone. Hold on one second.
Let me see if I have it. If I do, I will play it. Give me just a second. Where I don't have to like go download it or whatever.
Bugsy, that was written from Devin to Leanne.
Rose says it's on hers too. Rose says it's on hers too.
Hang on. I don't like my other phone as much as I like this one. Bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. Rose, I just sent you a request from my sneaky. If you could accept that, and then I'll get on that page, if you don't mind. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Okay, now let's.
Did you get the recording of him extorting or trying to extort money?
I'm on Rose's page. I'm looking for it right now.
I have it in my phone somewhere, but it would take me a minute to find it.
Let me see if this is it. Hold on one second. Okay, I found it. All right. Okay, ready, guys? This is Devin yelling at the gentleman.
It's the
At the
grandfather.
screen.
Oh, his grandfather.
I need you to pay me $2,000 today, or I'm breaking into your garage, and I'm going to hook my freaking electricity right back up. Did you have 24 hours before my dog squeezed in this fucking trailer that your daughter is gonna hook this fucking shit up now? Pay me $2,000 and I will leave today. Pay me! Pay me $2,000 and you got helped me for the last 6 months taking care of fucking Debbie. Pay I'm not leaving until you guys pay me $2,000. Pay me. To be late.
That was Devin demanding the $2,000.
And he got it. And he said that if they gave him the money, he would leave, right? And he did not. He did get the money, but he did not leave. They ended up, I think it was either the 12th or something like that, that they had to evict him to get them off the property.
Yeah, from someone who is not his grandfather, like Christy said.
Yeah, that is not. They are no relation to him.
90 years old.
He is 86. 86 years old.
Okay, Jordan.
Poor guy. I felt so horrible for him.
I know.
That one hurt my heart just because if somebody did that to my little grandpa, I would be having this conversation behind bars.
Yeah. And I want to know, I wish some of their enablers were in here to answer why, what makes that okay? What makes that okay? All they do is lie.
Yes, and Grandpa has, he has the C word. So during this, while they're doing these things to him and he loses his daughter, he's also battling cancer.
They're just sick. They're absolutely sick. Oh, yeah, exposed. They just got $1,300 to move to New Mexico, which I don't think they went anywhere because when she was on the recording in the passenger seat, it sounded like it was a loop playing, like the background road noise. And it was the same road noise the next day. And that's just my opinion. Of course, I have no proof. But like Missy said, do they carry the tree with them? They might. I don't know. Who knows with them? They just
carries it with their tooth.
They got the $1,300. They come on during the trip because they miscalculated for gas for like $200 or $300. Then came on yesterday.
I told you at 7 I had some money,
and this morning for money. But they seem to want to move at least once every 6 months. They do a big move money grab. And the people have supported them for years. Yes, exactly, Christy. Exactly. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Missy, turn on your microphone, hun.
That would probably help, huh?
It's gonna be your day being going to jail, girl. So have fun going on little commissary.
I'm gonna restart it, but for some reason it won't work. The little slide bar wouldn't work.
Go to the commissary.
All right, here we go.
So you better hope to God that you went to the judge and got this court order to unplug our electricity. Because today is gonna be your day being going to jail, girl. So have fun going on little commissary.
What did he say? Have fun going to the
Yeah, he said you gotta get your commissary ready. She's like, what did he just say? Let's see.
They're going to have to call for a fire concern, correct? No, I'm going to call the fire department if I catch that breaker off. That's simple. Play stupid games, play stupid.
They're not going to turn the breaker on.
Shannon, stop putting up GoFundMes and lying.
Okay. I don't do GoFundMes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's your friend.
And but yeah, and Devin does have a warrant in Colorado, but it's just for a minor trespass thing, so that's why nobody ever picks him up on it. But Just so you know, there was a GoFundMe that was put up because they were trying to get money to help Grandpa get a lawyer for all this shit that happened. They ended up not needing it. There was never any money donated, and they took it down to $1 because they couldn't figure out how to remove the amount altogether. So they put it at $1, and there's been nobody ever donated to that GoFundMe. And Devin said that if they did, that they felt that they were owed some of the GoFundMe.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. And correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I didn't watch a whole lot on Instagram. I've just been busy over the last few months. But when they squatted on the property of the camper, didn't they raise money to move to a new campsite right before that?
Multiple times, yes, and then never
Right.
moved. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. I just wanted to make sure my mind was in the right place. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else want to come up and talk about Beth and Devin? Hey, Dawn.
Yeah, because we
And
have
if
two
there's
other
any,
people yet to talk about. So
yeah, we've been on an hour and 20 minutes with Beth and Devin.
we have Tim and Angela we got to get to yet.
Yep, and collective.
I'm really
rent money.
hoping to just like close out my part of it. If I have any information, I will share it. My main goal is to make sure that what I show, that people are comfortable with that being shown, and that I protect the people involved.
Absolutely.
The person that came to me with the GoFundMe, nobody reached out to the family for
Beth,
any
could you unblock me?
information.
Goodbye, Beth. I'm not even dealing with you.
I never once contacted them. I was contacted, and we didn't say a thing about it until they were ready for anything to be said. So when Beth and Devin says that I reached out to them on the back end, that is not true. Callie and I did not reach out to them on the back end. I was sent the GoFundMe proof, and when it was sent to me, I did go public with it because it was a public GoFundMe. I did go public with it. We have Elena and April and Callie, all of us, we're friends. And if they want something shown, I will happily show anything that they want. If they want something not shown and they just need to vent about it, I will absolutely be that person. So I am sorry. Sometimes I know people want to see or want to know, and there's things that until they're ready for that to be released, I can't do that. So I just want people to understand there's absolutely no gain in this for anybody. It's just the only reason I think that, Leanne and them came out is because they want people to see exactly what kind of people they are. They want people to stop giving them money. And Devin was slandering her family, people that she loves, and she was done with him doing that. That is why everything that is coming out, and so if I have something and I can't share it, please don't get angry with me. I'm really trying to share what I can, but I'm gonna always protect the family first. So.
Absolutely. And that's the way, I do it too. Like the stuff I'm going to put up tonight, I always ask for permission, make sure that they're okay. You want to protect the ones that fell victim to the scammers, to the beggars, to the, especially family. And I see Leanne is in here, and Leanne, I just want to say, I am so sorry for what they put you through. It's horrible, right? And respect them, absolutely, Dawn.
If anybody else wants to come up and talk, otherwise we're going to move on to Tim and Angela. Thanks, Missy,
All
for
right.
everything.
Yeah,
Thank
if anybody,
you.
like I said, if anybody has any questions, you can message me, and if I have an answer, I will give it to you gladly. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you for
Thank
having me
you.
up. That was great. I hope it touched some people's, hearts that maybe giving them money is not the best idea anymore.
Yep,
Okay. All
absolutely.
right. Have a
And I'll be
great night, everybody.
Thank
you
you.
too, and I'll be happy to do it
Bye.
again, if we need to.
I'll be right there too.
Sounds good. All right. Does anybody have anything else on Beth and Devin before we move on? I don't let people up in a box if I don't know. If I don't know you, or if you don't say it in the chat. Nana, I have Nana, Fire and Grace, Stacy, Love and Dolphin, and Dog Lover requesting. Hey, Laura. Okay. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Dog Lover is a Beth supporter. Oh, well, no. You're good? It might be because they're private. So, Dog Lover, you're a Beth. Is she commenting? Because I'm getting ready to block her. Jackson, can you tell me if I can block them or not?
Who?
Dog Lover, they're following me, but they're a Beth supporter. And she's requesting a box.
No, get rid of them. If they're following Beth, I mean, I don't know which dog lover it is, but we're going down. I don't know if that's that dog lover.
I don't know. I might have blocked the wrong person. Oops. No, no. No, it was somebody. No, it wasn't Becky. Okay, so let's move, I guess, Tim and Angela. Obviously, they haven't been on. No, it's okay, Manders. We could unblock her. It's okay. Again, I just want to ask everybody, like Matilda said, just want to keep the body shaming out. No. Do your spiel, Matilda.
Yeah, we're not here to body shame. We're just putting certain newer information out, and yeah, we're not going to tolerate that tonight.
Yeah. Becky, so am I, Beach Girl. Right. I'm focusing on their actions. Okay, so Tim and Angela, they haven't been on. She's on now. Of course, she's on now. Right, and and then reach out to me if I need to unblock. That's all. I don't know if you saw exactly, Vicky. We all know that Tim and Angela like to beg on the back end. They love to message people. The most recent ones that I got, let me see if I can green screen them. Bear with me. The most recent ones that I got, and Tim also posted like it was supposed to be some kind of like aha gotcha moment. So Tim posted the whole conversation of this post, and I'll cycle through them. So it's, hey Tim, I've been watching for some time now. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked on my other account. I don't agree with what people are doing, blah, blah, blah. So at first, it seems like he was a supporter of Tim and Angela. My most recent post shows, let me see. Now I got to get back. I'm just going to post this because it pretty much, this is what happened with this gentleman. Tim reached out to him or I'm sorry, let me go back. The gentleman reached out to him acting like he wanted to help Tim because of the actions of how Tim always says awareness bullies him. This is just one of the messages that I've gotten from somebody of him saying, now this gentleman that he's talking to was in the hospital last week with COVID. This was all very recently. Was in the hospital, went to the doctor, had COVID. I hate to even ask, knowing you are sick, but were you still planning on helping with that? Can you not now? Whatever. Just trying to figure out what direction I'm headed. If you can't, I completely understand. I'm cutting out. I'm probably getting reported. If we could just tap, tap, tap. So he knew that this guy was sick. So Tim proceeded to put a post up and says, oh, we were being set up. Tim, this isn't the first person that I'm lagging. Oh, crap. Maybe try to go back out. I'm good? Okay. This is not the first person that he has asked money for thank you, Dawn, asked money for on the back end. I have plenty more that I've gotten permission to share. Come on. What I am going to put up is a message from one of his supporters that has given him money, and she tried to message Jesse. She tried to message Tim's mod. Hey, Jesse, I know you've been with Tim for a long time, as I was. I actually felt bad for them. I donated 4 different times, just a total of $32. Not a lot, but it was a lot for me. Well, he kept DMing me, and I told him it makes me feel so bad that you keep asking and I can't help. I sent the pic of my checking account that was negative $25. I said, hopefully by Wednesday, I'll have a few dollars. On that Wednesday, he said, so do you have a few dollars now? Can you spot me 10 for food? I'm 56 years old and just make it paycheck to paycheck. You must see he's scamming. If you haven't, I highly encourage you to go look at Reddit. And she sent that message to Jesse and also to, what was the other one's name? I can't remember. But this is just another example. But we also have another person that came to us. No, it wasn't Betmar. Shayla? No, not Shayla. Shayla's J. Paul. Shelby. She sent it to Shelby. We have another person that recently came over to us that for over a year, Tim, for over a year, you messaged her on the back end. And while it might have been $5, $10, $20 at a time, for some reason it's taking a while for my photos to pull up. I'm sorry, guys. It goes back to 2025. No, Jesse didn't respond. 2025, Tim. This woman has given you money. No, he hasn't been on today. But he wants to make it sound like that post that I put up from the gentleman that had COVID, and he still asked him for money after a 20-minute conversation on Facebook Messenger. He had a 20-minute Facebook conversation with him on Facebook Messenger, begging him for money. Tim needs phone money this week and room money. And it doesn't make... you can say you're working all you want. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. He has asked he said he started on March 23rd, and then on the 27th was his first paycheck. Was on the 20th, and he said he paid the room, got food and gas and Angela's makeup, but has been on almost every week since with something happening to his paycheck, and he doesn't have money. Get off. It's time to get off your lazy butt. Exactly, Reagan. Get a job. His new post, let me get that. Hold on. Takes a hot minute. I'm sorry. This is what his new post said. If you're going to post screenshots of a conversation, then post it all. Please scroll left and read everything. This guy reached out to me, which it doesn't matter who reached out to who, just to set me up to impress his awareness buddies. Nobody, he didn't reach out to anybody to impress anybody. The man genuinely wanted to help him. But then he gets mad when people see the pattern of him not helping himself, always asking for money. If somebody changes their mind about Tim and Angela, then it's a setup. They got to you. They bullied you. They're bullying me. How about when you bully and harass people in those messages for money? I would consider that bullying and harassing. I don't know. I would. Would you? Am I? I'm going to change the background. I know. It's bleeding in. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, calls people stupid and ignorant. See you next Tuesdays. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Sherry. He said his phone is off. He can only use Wi-Fi unless he got the money on the back end to pay his phone. I don't know. Yep, they absolutely did. And let's not. Oh, Summer B, I just came back. I didn't see any comments. I'm sorry. I was getting the picture. Let's not forget about what he did. And I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to trigger Kimberly in case she's listening. We have to remember what he did to Kimberly. How he banged on that hotel room door when he found out Kimberly was in my box. And yes, it was last year. I know it was. And it's still triggering to this day to listen to it. But because she came over here to talk to us, but you asked her, and then Angela's sitting there, and he questioned, why would we keep her on live? Why would we kept her on the live because he even said himself that
Made sure
Angela,
she was safe.
exactly, that Angela would have went after her. And we didn't wait to call the cops. The cops were called immediately. Immediately. Asking women for adult pictures? Come on. Grow up, get a fucking job, and get over yourself. Does anybody else want to add anything? Have I forgot anything? Oh, 100% beach girl. He's probably trying all day. I know, Reagan. I know. That's what they like to do. Absolutely, Maggie. It was totally uncalled for. Yes, this week is up on Monday. And you have to remember, Tim has been begging on TikTok for, yes, they do, Texas Angel. They do give good Christians a bad name. Absolutely. In next month, in June, he's been begging on TikTok since 2024. It'll be 2 years. What has changed in 2 years?
And on Facebook for 10 years.
Exactly.
Cigars, rides, uh, you name it.
His GoFundMe in 2013 on X, on Twitter. And then Angela does not have cancer. Angela had pre-cancerous cells that you raised money for at a wrestling event, and then you out of your mouth said that the hospital paid for it. And let's talk about Angela's new health problems that you said with the water around the waist or the fluid going up into the lungs. When you have a test done, you get the test done. The doctor orders it, you get the test done. The test gets done, the results go to the doctor. You meet with the doctor, or you have a phone call with the doctor, and then you go and they say, this is the next step in the process. Let's send you for an XYZ test. You go for that test, and then the same process starts all over again. A week or two in between tests, not every week. Not all tests are the same amount of money. So it's bullshit. And that's a good question, D9. Who paid for her week stay at the hospital a couple of months ago? Probably nobody. Is probably going to go on their credit. He has many medical bills on
Or the
his.
state.
Yep.
Indigent care.
Yep. Indigent charity care, because county hospitals have that. Absolutely. Yep. And he does, sissy. He owes the hospital thousands. And that's public knowledge, Tim. That's on the Tennessee court website. All you got to do is look it up. It's there with your eviction when you were evicted out of Angela's grandmother's house. It's there with your bounce check at the Chinese restaurant.
Oop, that part.
There's a bunch of stuff there. Yeah, he went to the Chinese restaurant and bounced a check. And Walmart.
And that's the truth. We have receipts for that.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. But, he plays the poor, pitiful me and the I'm getting bullied and the this and that. No, Tim. No, you are bullying people for money on the back end. You come on here and bully people for money every day. You expect people to work and give their hard-earned money to you. When is enough enough? And your money's drying up and you're getting scared. And now you're trying to twist stories of how you were set up for your awareness buddies. Get the hell out of here. No, Emma, they haven't been on. They haven't been on. They do, D9. Absolutely. Yes, they would absolutely be. She would absolutely be in the hospital. 100%. 100%. And I know we covered Tim and Angela a whole lot. Those were just new messages that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to point out the tests are all different prices. So his little 20%, whatever he said he has to pay. And it might be true. He might have to pay 20%. Yes, Tim's schedule. He's working till 8 tonight. He in those messages he said he's working from 12 to 8. But he also says that he has off Sunday and Monday. But if he works 12 to 8, how is he on Friday? I know he wasn't on Fridays these last couple weeks. But how is he on Friday and Saturday? How does that work? Did the materials run out, Tim? That was your excuse. The materials ran out, right? Okay. You don't fucking have a job. I'm convinced. And if you do, you had no problem showing that receipt for your medicine, right? I'm gonna give you a little hint, Tim, because I know you're listening. You made a mistake in that receipt. That's all I'm saying. You made a mistake. But there's no way. No. There's no way he has a job. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Show your pay stub. Even though I know they could be made up from ChatGPT, because a couple people already have. Exactly, Emma. And he would get indigent care. He would get the indigent care. He would get charity care. He said he went to the health department in Dyersburg. Oh, and that's another thing. He says that he's on Texas Angel. Eli and the bishop are done with him. I've talked to both of them, and they are done with them. I've talked to both of them a lot. Yeah. Yeah, and no one wants to buy your account, Tim. We'll just keep bringing awareness on you and keep talking to people, and more people will just come forward, and eventually your money will dry up, and you'll have no choice but to support yourself. Does anybody have any questions about Tim and Angela? How do you co-host on here? How do you do that? Yeah, Tim Nash has some tents. Yeah. Yeah, and Tim said that he wanted to go to the ER last weekend, but he didn't have a ride home. They give you taxi vouchers that he pretended he didn't know about. But somehow Angela doesn't have Medicaid but is able to take a taxi back and forth for her tests. Make it make sense. Yeah, no, Texas Angel, I say the same thing because of the same exact reason. Exactly, Karma. He doesn't want any resources. And now that he's moved out of Dyersburg, he is no longer on the Section 8 housing list. Yep. And what does he say? These people don't know anything. They were never, Tim, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, Tim. I was homeless at one point. I stayed in my car. I got into a shelter. From the shelter, I worked my ass off, got into my apartment, and I never looked back. I've said it before. So I know what to do. I've been there before. You don't know anything about my life. I'm sure they do deny, but he's too late. He'd rather message and beg people on the back end, exactly, Karma, than to help themselves look for those resources, to put in the work for those resources. Some of them might say, we don't have any resources now, but you have to keep checking week after week, sometimes day after day. Yeah, and Angela, where's your work from home equipment? work from motel equipment, which even that, you cannot work off of motel Wi-Fi. Look at Jordan. She's going to work from home, motel, whatever, with that crappy Wi-Fi that's been happening. The lies are starting to catch up with you. Exactly, Karma. Exactly. Some food banks, they close at 12. So when you get up at 1, they're already closed. They're already closed. And don't give me that crap about microwaving hamburger. I know you're not microwaving hamburger. Yeah, right, Exposed, and I bet you she'll be on here. I bet you she'll be on here. Yep, they'll never get Social Security because they don't work. They might get lucky to get SSI, but not SSDI.
I wish I could sleep more than 4 to 5 hours.
I know. I think I go to bed at like 12, 1 o'clock and get up at like 6, 7 in the morning. Exactly. Yeah, we're scared for our safety. Tim, when you get on your high horse and it's, oh, I'm 6'4" and I'm a wrestler and oh, I dare you to come step to me or whatever he says. But then you hide behind a screen because you're so in fear of your safety? What? It's one or the other. You're a big, tough wrestler or you're a scaredy cat. I know, Exposed. I use that term loosely. I know. Don't worry, guys. We're safe. We're safe, guys. I know. I know it. He absolutely is. He absolutely is. We have one more person to talk about, and can anybody see if Scammy Claus is live?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. If Scammy Claus is live, I'm going to invite her to co-host if I can figure it out. And she's going to talk. No, Karma, I think one time he asked for dog food in messages. But he's never asked for dog food. Linda, I think you don't think she's on? Okay, let me see if I could send this to her and see if she wants to come in. Hang on 1 second.
I'm in her chat now.
Oh, okay. All right. How do I all right. Does anybody know how we co-host? Do I? I don't have to have my gifts on to co-host, do I? What's that button? What did I just hit? Nope. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. Matilda has to be out of the box?
She wants you to share it with her.
Because I can't have people on a box when I
Okay, I shared it to her. I shared it to Scammy.
I'll kick you out. Oh,
I shared it to the Scammy account and Scammy Claus 3.
How to
Have her invite me. Okay, can she invite me?
She said, can you invite her?
Do you have to be out of the box?
Yeah, I have to get out of the box.
Okay, and then I think you could come back up after, I think.
Can you invite her? No, I can't.
Okay. Oh, I see the button now. Scammy too. Okay, hold on 1 second. No, a quick invite? What? Oh no. I think I was going to invite anybody. Bear with me, guys. I see Love to Scar. Oh, hold on. Okay, I was just gonna ask, does anybody know how to turn invites on? Hold on. Allow invites from friends. Okay. All right, I figured it out. I turned on my invites. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. All right, I'm going to let her invite me. Erica, so am I. I think he's begging on the back end. Hardcore right now. He'll definitely be on tomorrow. Yeah, he's definitely busy reading Reddit. Absolutely, he is. Oh, 100% Southern girl. Girl, I'm going to be so hopped up on caffeine, it's not even going to be funny. What type of art is that? You don't like it? It's just a picture I found on the internet. I'm sorry. It looks like the tattoo I have on my leg, so I picked it. Okay, fighter. Thank you, kite girl. You like the artwork? Thank you, thank you. It's been my background ever since I started going, I mean, I switch it up sometimes. It's going good. How's yours?
She's coming over here with her crew.
Oh, okay. I turned them on. I don't
Yeah, but
know.
I
I've
think
never.
you're 18 and plus.
Oh, that might be it. Okay, Jody. I am so sorry, guys. Hey,
Hello.
hey, I am so sorry. I've never done a co-host thing. I'm like, how do I turn it on? What am I doing?
Yeah, I did it a long time ago, but it's fine. It's fine. This is easier anyways. There's a lot of people coming over from that were in my live, so
Okay,
you're gonna see some new names.
okay.
Hello. Hello,
Welcome
Kite Girl.
in, everybody. Do you want me to
Thank
put a picture
you.
of him up? I know
Do
it's
we
been a
have
while.
to do we have to look at him? But I guess so. It's probably a good idea.
All right, hang on one second.
Just stop. Frances Bullins is in the chat, and that's Thomas's sister, one of his sisters.
Yes, I followed her from the other day.
Oh shit!
I'm so sorry.
People are gonna have a hard time reading the chat because of his.
Let's change the boxes. Hold on.
Don't scare. I invited Francis. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Now I got to figure out how to change the boxes. Bear with me, guys. There we go. That's better.
There we go. So, Thomas Fields. Francis, do you want to give? There's going to be a lot of people here that didn't hear you from my live and when Scam was with me when you came in a box. Because when you have a new creator, some of Just Stop's people don't follow me and vice versa. So do you want to give a little background in terms of Thomas as a kid growing up? The things you talked about, his criminal history, what he was like as a kid, just from then until now, and then I'll kind of take over with the bullshit that he's been doing for the past year and a half. And Matilda knows a lot about that because we were both going after him at the same time. Yes. And this is a major trigger warning for a number of reasons. To say it as animal cruelty is an understatement, for one thing.
Yes.
There's probably going to be talk about DV in there and some talk about him supposed to be on a certain registry that he is non-compliant with. So, there's a lot of things in here that can be upsetting. And, I want to let you guys know that. Just Stop. If you want to invite Farrell Tracy up. Farrell Tracy was one of the ones on that was with us last year, and she was following him very, very closely, like we were when we were tracking him around. She'll probably have some information to add if she wants to come up. She may not.
Yep, she requested. I think I brought Fire and Grace up by mistake. They were. I think my fat sausage fingers hit the button. That's a joke. Matilda calls my fingers fat sausage fingers when I streamed him and Angela.
That's why I could never play piano well. I didn't have thin, nimble fingers. But, so Francis, why don't you give us the background as you knew him?
I'm going in there. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, there's just so much. As a young kid, little boy, when he was in school, he would call in bombs so that they would evacuate everybody and he could get out of school. He robbed our little gas station at the corner of where we lived, like it was up at the, kind of like at the stop sign, but like a little over on the block. It was two little old men that ran it back in the day. And of course they had the old timey registers. You hit a button, it pops open. Tommy went in and took all their money, brought it home, cut a hole in his mattress and hid it between it. Our stepdad found it, made him turn it back in. Cops were involved. There was multiple times he went up to the big lots up the road from us, set off firecrackers and stuff up there. Also, there's just so much to even think about it. Like I said earlier, the puppy thing. We lived in a 2-story house, and he played elevator in a 5-gallon bucket, had a sheet tied to the handle of the bucket, and was lowering the puppy down the window outside. And the puppy, of course, got scared and jumped out, broke its legs. Of course, nobody could afford to have all his legs fixed. It was pretty bad, so they had to put it to sleep. I had found out about, I want to say a month ago. I want to push it 3 weeks to a month ago. I found out that he was having sex with our family cat.
Schmecks.
Schmecks, yeah. With our family cats. What else was it?
Did he have friends in school?
I don't know. Tommy was in the kind of school that, for bad kids.
Okay. So he didn't go to like public school.
Well, it was, but it was only like we have different schools here to where, you know, you've got a school for the kids that are out of control.
Right.
Like
and then we have
like a boys' camp.
Right.
Sort of like that, but you just come and go every day, you know?
Yep, Hypocrisy Patrol, like an alternative school is what we used to call them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Tommy has been in and out of mental hospitals. Tommy
didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Tommy stole from a friend of ours. We had some friends, me and my sister, that we went to school with, and Tommy had went to their house one day and broke into their mama's van and stole her stereo system and speakers out of there. Well, of course, these people that I'm talking about, you just don't mess with them. you don't. But they didn't think twice but to come to the house that night and shoot our house up. There was one time I forgot to mention the other night when I was talking to y'all that we had a game room that was kind of like diagonally across from our house for kids and teenagers and stuff. And Tommy had caused problems over there to where one of them, the teenagers, come to our house. Mind you, we had gas heating then, and they set our gas thing on fire.
Oh my God.
And they come, there was a bunch of people come beating on the door telling us to get out. The house was on fire, but luckily my stepdad was able to get it out before it got worse. But Tommy has been in and out of jail like revolving doors and been to prison a couple times. And Tommy's definitely a compulsive liar. Like, there's no doubt about that. Everybody knows that already. And if you pay attention more to his stuttering, it's his way of thinking what's the next thing he's going to say to make you believe him, you know. Tommy was married once. Tommy's got a couple kids. He's never been involved in their lives. I'm trying to think what else he's done. It's just so much. It's hard to remember. There's some things, again, like me and my sister said the other night, we're not going to discuss it on the phone.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're just going to leave those alone because it's not A-okay.
Yeah.
There was, we discussed the part where he went to jail the first time where he was on probation and had to go see his probation officer, and he stole his probation officer's credit card out of her pocketbook and went to Sears shopping, and it got tracked back to him. Of course, they had cameras in the stores. I don't know, honey. There's just so much. Like,
let's talk about how stupid that is. Stealing your
probation officer's credit card.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a rocket scientist thinking right
You
there.
got a couple of French fries short of a Happy Meal doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, and we had a cop that came to our house. When I say came to our house, if it wasn't once a day, it's at least twice a day.
Oh my God.
You might as well call him family the way he came to our house every day. Every day. Over Tommy. Like, it was an everyday thing. Cops would roll in. Yeah,
totally a career criminal from an early age, you know.
Yes.
And you know, with Tom, you know, he you know, kind of moved up the career criminal ladder. And you know what his sister told us is that he got out of prison for those criminal activities, and within a year, he was back in prison again. And he was back in prison for what he did to two minor girls. I'm not going to get into it. It was obviously something where it was bad enough where he spent, I want to say he was in prison for 14 years for that. And he's supposed to be on a registry. When he got out of prison, he obviously registered. And then soon after that, he fled. He left the state of North Carolina. And all of this stuff you can look up yourself. The documents are on the web. If you search his name, Thomas Shields, North Carolina, if you go to the government registry and put Thomas Joseph Shields in there, North Carolina, it'll come up. But so, he got out in, I think it was around 2014. Around that time, and Tracy, you might be able to clear this up. I think from that point, didn't he go up to Michigan? And
I
he
believe so.
he hooked up with Heidi at that point.
Yes, that's correct.
That's the woman he's with now. He's not married to her. He says it's his wife. They're not legally married. And in Michigan, there were some interesting things that went on, and I do believe he has an open warrant in Michigan right now. And then from Michigan, he started moving all over the country. Thomas cannot stay somewhere very long because of the fact that I know he's got an open warrant in North Carolina. He's got one in Missouri.
Dexter, right? Dexter, Missouri.
Yep, Dexter, Missouri. And I believe there is one in Michigan. Now, when he came across my crosshairs, it was about December of 24, January of 25. And somebody said, you need to look into this guy. And I started watching him, and there were a lot of red flags. Thomas called, well, at that point, he was saying his name was Daniel McNabb because he didn't want people to find out what his background was in terms of his non-compliance on the registry. So the way we found out who he was is pretty interesting. I was doing a deep dive and I found this website, and it was, I found it on the regular web. This wasn't something that I did, creepy ass on a dark web or anything. I don't even know how to get on the dark web, but it was this website that it said that they can find out who somebody is by facial recognition. So I was a little skeptical and I took a leap of faith because they only took Bitcoin. At this point, I was concerned enough about what he was doing that I wanted to figure out who this guy was. So I went through and I bought some Bitcoin and I paid for the services, and I took his a screen grab of his face and I uploaded it, and sure enough, his picture came up, and it was a mugshot. And it came up as Thomas Shields, and we did some more diving, and Scam Slam was involved in that, and we found out his charges in North Carolina. We found his mugshots, we found his charges, we found everything that we needed to find on him. And once we got his name in public, he claimed up and down his name was Daniel McNabb. I did side-by-side pictures of his mugshot and what he looks like now, and there was no doubt about it. He was in a town called Dexter, Missouri at that point, and he was staying at somebody's house, and he had his hoopty RV, and he was staying in the garage, and he had a ton of dogs. But the thing that's interesting with Thomas is he claims that he's a rescue organization, And when you think of a rescue organization, you think of an organization where they get dogs off the street that are running around and they don't have a home. But the concern that we all had was that the dogs that he had were high-end dogs. They were all like purebreds. They were breeds that people wanted.
He stole them.
Yeah, he did. He was stealing dogs, and he's still stealing dogs, as we just saw last week.
Yeah, it goes
You
to
know, where
Walmart
he's
parking lot or wherever, and yeah.
yeah, and what he would do is he would claim that he rescued these dogs from, you know, these various situations. And what we found out he was doing was he was going to Walmarts, he was going to different types of grocery stores, and he was begging for dog food outside these stores. And he gave a big sob story. He would sit out there with one of his dogs, and he'd say, "Oh, you know, we don't have money to buy food for the dogs. I'm a rescue organization." That's when he claimed he was a 501c3. And people would buy him dog food, and he would go back in and he would sell the dog food back. So that's how he was getting some cash. He claims he doesn't charge people for dogs. He does. That's how he has been financing himself through state to state to state. A lot of stuff happened in Dexter. I'm not gonna talk about all of it because we'd be here all night. But he, you know, he took a dog that was running around outside in a field across from where he was. It was somebody's dog. He claimed the dog was, just a street dog. And I forgot how we found out who the person was that lost the dog, and they went and they confronted, and I believe they got the dog back.
They lived around the corner. He
Yep.
actually was like he stole it off the porch.
Yep. So, you know, that's his MO. If you notice all the dogs he has, they're all high-end breeds. And I've said the story, and I'm sure a lot of people, can verify this. In my town, any of the dogs that are strays that are running around, they're not high-end dogs. They are, generally some type of a pit bull mix that people just, let go, and they don't want them around for various reasons. But this guy's got all sorts of high-end dogs.
You don't get Belgian Malinois for $20 for 4 of them.
Right.
It don't happen.
And Matilda, you don't buy dogs if you're a rescue organization.
Right.
You save dogs that are running around on the streets and don't have a home. But this dude has claimed that he buys dogs, which automatically cancels out the whole idea that he's a rescue. It's a money grab for him. He says he doesn't charge people for it. So either what he's doing is he's giving, quote unquote, giving dogs to people, but then they're paying him. I do believe that people reach out to him, and I believe that people have been sending him money. He and his girlfriend do not work. He left Dexter because we were on his ass.
Remember those videos, Cam, of the dogs urinating on the food?
Oh yeah. He claims that the recent thing was he said that he rescued dogs from a junkyard in Oregon or in Seattle. I forgot where he was at the time. It was just recent. It turned out he lied to the owners. Now, I'm going to say, and I've said this multiple times, the conditions that these puppies were in this junkyard were not ideal. They were pretty similar to the same conditions that are in his RV. There's feces everywhere. There's urine everywhere. It's messy. I'm sure it stinks to high heaven. Multiple times I've seen that there's no water for the dogs. They're enclosed in a RV for a majority of the day, and then he takes them out like maybe twice a day to run around and go to the bathroom. Um, he lied originally to the owner's employee at this place and said that the dogs were injured and he was going to help them. But he stole two. It's the two smaller black dogs. He calls them Dachshunds, like the car, or he calls them dash hounds. And it was just funny because he watches my lives, and after my lives, he goes on and he tries to damage control and answer and change things to meet what I said in my live. So all of a sudden, he started calling them dachshunds after all that. And then he claimed that he cleans his RV. It was funny. Last night he said he washes the floors in the RV 35 to 50 times a day. But I have some screen grabs from last night where there's poop and pee all over the place. But getting back to Dexter, he got in trouble with the police down there. He made terroristic threats that he was going to take out the whole town. He was going to take out the police department, all this stuff. We were on his ass. We followed him from Missouri. And then, Trace, where did he go after that? I know he went north. Did he go to Indiana?
I'm thinking, yes. Or Illinois. I'm sorry, Illinois.
Illinois. He went to Illinois. We were on the phone with state troopers. We were we were on his ass. And the closest that we got to nabbing him when he was in Illinois, we called the state troopers there. We told them what was going on. We told them about what happened in Dexter, the threats, the fact that he said that he's armed, and as a convicted felon, he's not supposed to have anything like that. And there was more than enough information for them to ask him for an ID. We told them his name was Thomas Shields. It wasn't Daniel McNabb. And during the time I was talking, they sent an officer over to check him out. And he didn't have all the information that we had.
That was at the Lowe's truck stop, am I correct?
I believe it was.
And that was when he shot the gun off in the air.
No, that was a different situation.
Okay,
that was in Oklahoma.
Okay.
This was last year when he was on the run from Dexter, and he was confronted by a state trooper. The guy didn't ask him for anything, didn't ask any probing questions, nothing, just had a conversation with him, and he walked away. And then by the time that officer got the information that we gave, he went back and Thomas was gone. So we almost had him there. And then he disappeared. He went up to Colorado. We were on the phone with the Colorado police, and we were telling them everything that was going on. We sent information over. We talked to various people. We knew where he was. One thing about TikTok that's fantastic is that there's a lot of people around this country that listen to me. I'm sure that listen to you. Just Stop already. They follow you, Matilda. They follow me and Scam. And, people will come, message us and say, listen, I live in Colorado. Is there anything I can do to help? And, we say, well, we think he's here. If you can drive by and see if you see his RV, that would be great. And we knew exactly where he was. And again, the situation was, well, we don't have enough probable cause to pull him in, because we were saying you have to fingerprint him because he's lying to you who he is. And, once we got all the information out into Colorado, he was gone again. So he disappeared after that for quite a while. And now he's come back again. We're having a hell of a time trying to figure out exactly where he is.
It's almost a year he's been gone, right?
Yes. The last live he did, I actually made a post of it today. It was on May 1st, I believe, in 2025. And he came back a couple months ago. Now, Thomas Shields is very dangerous. if anybody comes across him, you should not approach him. He is a convicted pedophile. He is a convicted criminal who should not be armed. When in Dexter, he did show us something that he had, and in fact, it was what he claimed. He is somebody that is not willing to get incarcerated again, and he will do anything he can not to be incarcerated. He did spend time in Oklahoma in prison because of that exact issue. He was he did another credit card steal and charged stuff on it, and the person whose card he stole called the police, told them where he was, and a police officer went there, and he barricaded himself in his RV. He actually took his pew pew out and fired it towards the police. And then they had to call in like SWAT and whoever. And he was barricaded in there for a couple hours, and they finally had to gain access by, putting tear gas in there. And they were finally able to get him out. And he was in prison for that down there for a while. So he is a very violent person. What he's doing is illegal, as we saw with the Chihuahua that he stole and claimed that it was just running around the dog park and there was nobody there. No, he scooped it up and he took it and he drove off. He could have gotten in a lot of trouble, not by the law, but by the family he took it from, because the owner's son went there and took the dog back where they were. So thank God that Chihuahua was taken back. Whenever Thomas is talking, it's a lie. He claims that he's got all these puppies. He does not. He claims that he rescues all these puppies. He does not. He claims that, I think his claim right now is he's going to an animal sanctuary. He's been saying for a year and a half he has this huge animal sanctuary somewhere. He does not. He does not own any houses. He does not have a fleet of RVs. He does not have a group of people that help him. All of his pictures that he's been making are AI pictures. He went so far as to make an AI post that he was at his son's funeral. That was an AI post. He did not. He does not have a son. When this supposed son of his was born, he had been in prison prior to that, him being born, and there was no way he could be the father of that. Trace, why don't you talk about what you figured out recently, just a few days ago? Or today, actually, or last night.
You'll have to refresh my memory. We've talked about so much about that.
The picture of the dog.
Oh, the one that he posted and said that it was adopted out?
Right. And did he say he found the dog somewhere?
I believe so. I believe he said he found the dog somewhere and that he had posted this photo and it had a female in the background. And, he was going on about how wonderful he was for adopting yet another dog out. And so I just took the photo, I ran it through a Google search, and a couple swipes down revealed that he, once again, because he's Thomas after all, and this is what he does, he literally stole that from some lady's Reddit post where she was talking about adopting a dog. So that had nothing to do with him. He likes to go online. He likes to take photos from other people, whether it be Instagram, Reddit, Google search, anything. And he steals these photos and posts them to give you the idea that that's what he's doing, and it's not.
And Matilda and I have been talking on the back end about Thomas. Thomas is a very, very unhappy, violent man. He does not have friends. He likens himself, and he talks about God a lot.
He does not have family.
Right. Well, he has family, Francis. But how does your family feel about Thomas?
I say he does not have family. None, and I mean none, has anything to do with him. None of them. None
So,
whatsoever.
so he always talks about how, just recently he started the whole thing about, dogs are my family. I don't have any family. Well, that's the usual thing. I mean, think about all the beggars, that Matilda's followed, that Just Stop has followed, that I've followed. There's always a common denominator there. And the common denominator is they have no family. They have no family, because people will say, well, don't you have family you can stay with? Oh, no, I don't have any family. I'm not in touch with my family. You got to ask yourself why that is.
No family, no friends.
Exactly. And
I mean,
Thomas,
he's running
no, go on.
as claiming his deceased brother's girls, telling everybody those are his daughters. He's went as far as spitting in his own mother's face and wishing on her death.
Now, this is all coming from a man that has faked his unaliving, fake cancer.
Fake Heidi's unaliving.
Well, the cancer had to come from where his brother passed away of malignant melanoma.
Yep. So, Thomas has a God complex. He wants people to think he's a wonderful person for what he does, when in reality, he's an absolutely disturbed human being that has done some disgusting, vile things to children and to animals. He is the type of person that needs people constantly praising him for doing what he tells people he does, which is rescuing dogs, which he does not. And he feeds off of that, because that's the only time he gets anything positive attention in his life. I'm concerned about the people that believe, obviously, what he's doing is good. I'm concerned that, when he first came back on TikTok, he only had like about 4 people in his lives. And I remember telling Scam, and I think I told Tracy and some of the other mods and in my Discord, I'm not going to even cover him until he starts getting more people in there, because, you guys know I stepped away from awareness a while ago. The only people I still talk about are people that I've talked about in the past. I'm not covering anybody new. But I wasn't going to do anything with him until he started up with the same shit again. And when he started doing that and he started accumulating more dogs is when I started following him. Now, I went into a live of his almost 2 weeks ago, and I was very respectful in there. And he, for the most part, was respectful to me. But I could tell that there was an irritating level with him, that I was there, and I was in his live after what we did to him last year was pretty much run him off the app. And he was respectful to me, and I got off of there. And I told somebody, I give him a day or two before he loses his shit again, because he was saying he was a different person. He's not the same guy he was last year. He doesn't want to be involved in any drama, this and that. He wished me good luck and all that. And within a week, he's already threatening to unalive me again. So he has not changed. We will keep talking about him. I will keep playing his lives so people and more people will understand who he is. He's a dangerous person who steals dogs and sells them for money, period. And that's how he finances his life. That's how he finances, his travels. And his travels are for no other reason than to get away from the police because they're onto him. That's it.
Yep. I remember back when you were covering him last year, like I wasn't too into it, but then I remember he disappeared. And when I saw him back on, like you, I kind of watched a little bit. And then, like you said, he started up his BS again. And I was like, yep, nope, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. He, he's like these people on this app, these beggars and all that, where, they'll disappear for a while and you think they're gone. And just like the freaking cicadas, they come back and
Yep.
they annoy you and they cause issues. And, he likes to say that myself and Matilda, that we are dog haters and we hate what he's doing. And I know that Matilda has absolutely gorgeous German Shepherds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matilda loves dogs. I have adopted many, many rescue dogs from shelters. He likes to use that because there are people in his lives that feed into that, and they think, how can somebody hate what you're doing? It's not that we hate rescue organizations. He's not a rescue organization. He's doing it for absolutely all the wrong reasons, which are disgusting, which is to make money off of it.
Money
He's no
grab.
better than a puppy mill.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's a money grab, everything.
Mm-hmm.
He gets
Exactly.
those people. Actually, a lot of the people are elderly women or women that love animals that he preys on in the chat, and they're like, "How can I help? What can I do?" And
Right.
he's hitting them on the back end.
Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. He can say, one thing that is interesting about Thomas is you just have to listen to him. And every live he goes on, he contradicts what he said in the last live. He said a couple days ago that he doesn't do the adoptions because he's not a 501c3, but one of the members of his group is, and you have to talk to her to do the adoptions. And then today he said that he does the adoptions himself. And he says that there's paperwork. There's no effing paperwork. He always says he's going to the vets with the animals and he's going to show live when he goes. He never goes to the vets. These dogs are not taken care of. They're in filthy conditions. He's not giving them the basic necessities, which is water. He even went as far as to lie that he makes his own food for the dogs. And that happened. He made that claim the day after I had a live where I was making food for my dog. So it's like he is constantly using people's lives when we call him out on something, and he either tries to do damage control for what we put out, or he tries to build on himself at what a great guy is by using what other people are doing. Now, the two black dachshunds that he has, the owner that he took them from wants them back. You'll hear Thomas say he's not bringing those dogs back. And again, do I think the living situation for these dogs in this junkyard was good? No. And I do think somebody should look into that because there were in fact dogs in a old school bus that were not in very, very good condition, but that doesn't mean you break the law and you go in there and you take them. And that's exactly what he did. He did not take the rest of the dogs out like he claimed that he saved. I don't even know. He changes the number all the time.
I was going to say, he said like 300, then 100. And
He takes out the high end, like Scammy said, and then leaves the other ones. That's it. That's his,
It's
he
his
don't care.
MO. He does that all the time.
He's a kleptomaniac.
I'm sure that he has seen stray dogs running down the street that were not breeds, that were high-end breeds, and he let them go. So he is not a rescue organization.
He wants nothing to do with the mutts.
Yep.
Right.
He doesn't want anything to do with them. Eventually his time will come up. I am confident with the fact that, something will happen where he'll get pulled over. I can almost 100% say that Chase, do you want to talk about his license plates?
Of course. Yeah. So I watch lives very carefully, and there was an instance where I was able to see it, run it through, get the pixels out of it. I was able to get a clear numbers off the plate. And that plate, I can tell you, is so old that it was issued in the 80s. It is not issued to any particular vehicle at the moment. So basically, my theory, totally my theory, is that maybe he went to a junkyard or an solid abandoned vehicle and ripped off the license plate and slapped it on his junkmobile, because it does not come back to any vehicle. And like I said, it was issued originally in the 80s. So yes,
you know
yes,
he doesn't have insurance or registration.
Correct.
absolutely,
He doesn't have a valid
absolutely.
license because
Nope.
if he went to get a license, I'm guessing they'd probably do some type of check on him. And I don't know how that works. I haven't had to get a new license ever. I just keep, getting a new one. And, they don't have to do any background checks on me because I have documentation. But, I'm guessing no registration. He has no license. He has no insurance. And it's just going to take one time for him to screw up and he's going to be pulled over. And, he's going to get nabbed. And, we just wait patiently for that day to come because it will come.
Absolutely.
And it'll be over for him at that point.
Well, you see when he's like parked in the parking lot waiting to let the dogs out, he always looks around and, he's
Yes.
he tries
Very
to be very
paranoid.
aware.
Yes,
Yep.
he's very paranoid.
Yep.
Very, very paranoid. And what legit rescue organization do you have a quote unquote owner that is paranoid of people coming to him? I mean,
And
isn't
when
that the
he's
whole
driving,
point?
you can see him looking in the mirror. He's looking all around. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. So
Absolutely.
I would love to be able to track him and just drive where he's at and just show up with law enforcement. I would love to be able to do that. I want front row seats.
Well,
Well,
like Scammy said, there's going to come a time where, through all this awareness, he's going to go to a city where someone's going to say, "Hey, that's where I saw him. I saw the awareness people, and that's him."
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I wish that the people in his lives had common sense because there are so many red flags to this guy. There's no rescue organization that does rescues out of an RV. There's no rescue organizations that don't have a name for their rescue organization. There's no rescue organization that doesn't have a 501c3. There's too many red flags, and these people just don't. They're not in tune enough to do a little bit of research and figure out that indeed this is not how rescue organizations work.
Scammy, what do you think he does, like with all the donations that he gets? Do you think he has a problem?
Yes. I do. I do think that, and this is what I'm basing it on. Okay, I'm basing it on his demeanor. You watch him in his lives. Okay,
Scatterbrained.
especially at night. He goes on. Now, remember, he's in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, 1 or 2 in the morning now.
Yep, 3 hour difference from East Coast, where many of us are. So, he's going on lives when he knows we're not on, number one. So we're not going to go in his lives and, put out information on him. When he's live at night, his eyes are slits. The way he talks is different. I believe last year it was verified that Heidi had an issue with rugs. I do believe that they are using something. I don't know what. But that has been, something that we've definitely thought the money has gone to. They're obviously not using the money to buy clothes because they wear the same dirty, disgusting clothes all the time.
Right.
They're not using it for cleaning supplies because I don't know if you saw the picture that I had of the floor, the carpet near where he drives. It's absolutely disgusting.
That's his $100,000 RV that he
Oh
was
yeah.
talking about.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he is no good. He is just bottom of the line. He's not a good person, through and through in every aspect of his life. Every aspect. Trace, is there anything that you can think of that we haven't talked about? And listen, I'm going to tell you this. Tracy is how do I put this? She, I'm trying to say this in my. Tracy has a background that likens her to be able to find out information. She let's just say we have a good group of people.
Yeah, there you go.
That have various skill sets.
There you go.
And yeah, so we usually have a very we have a good track record with finding the location of people, but I'm going to tell you with this one, no, I mean it's hard because he moves around all the time.
But we know he was above an overpass with the tents and stuff.
Right. And in that respect, when he was there, Tracy knew exactly where he was.
I did.
Because she used to live in that state.
I did.
And she was able to verify exactly his location and what highway it was.
Wow.
And what side of the highway he was on.
Yes.
And she was able to figure out, well, I don't want to go into too much because I don't want to put a lot of information out. But let's just say there's a skill set there, and we'll just leave it at that.
Gifts. We'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
Yep. And in this kind of situation, I totally agree with, we got to find him. We have to, you have to. He's just not a good person. He shouldn't be out in public. Like,
And
no.
one of the big things that we did last year when we spoke with the police officers in various states, what was the most important thing, Tracy, that we told all of them about Thomas?
Well, first and foremost, that he was his identity that he was perceiving to be wasn't the truth. That was first and foremost. Second is that he did, in fact, have warrants in several other states, and he was not on the registry. And why,
Right.
and why. And the fact that he does, everywhere he goes, he does make threats towards people, not even on the internet. He almost every place, if you think about it, every place he's been, he's threatened somebody or somebody's in that town. So
and he threatens them with firearms that he shouldn't.
Yes, he does.
And
he claims he has them, which if anybody knows anything, he's not supposed to ever have a firearm ever again.
Just the other day on his live, I think he was in a Walmart parking lot. Somebody walked by and he started going, like crazy. Like, what are you going past my vehicle? Like,
Right.
it's a parking lot.
Right?
Exactly.
Yep. We make it really clear to any police department that he is dangerous, and in fact, he has pew-pewed at police in the past. And the last thing we want to see is just a regular citizen, or especially the men and women in blue, go into a situation where they're not prepared. I do believe that Thomas is capable of unaliving people. He claims he's already unalived 3 people that were questioning what he did. That's a pile of crap.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Oh, he just went live too.
But I will tell you that I do believe that he is the type of person that will not he will not go back to prison.
I agree.
I think he will take his own his own life, or the police will have to.
Right.
He's not going to go back to prison. And that's scary, because when you have that mindset, when that time comes, you don't care. You don't care who you take with you.
Yep. Exactly. And it's sad. Thomas is watching. Is he watching right now on his live?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
And well, since he's listening, that's good. Thomas, I'm still waiting for you. You said to me in your live, you said that if I want to come get your dogs, to come get them, and I do. So I'm still waiting for an address. I'm still waiting for a location where we can meet up, and I will absolutely take your dogs, and I will give them to an actual rescue organization where they will get the medical treatment that they need, and they will be cleared with shots, vaccines, they will be flea dipped, they will be washed, they'll be trimmed, they'll be fed properly, they'll be given water properly, and they will be adopted to good homes, to good people that want to take care of these dogs and don't want them living in a shit and piss infested RV with somebody that smokes in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's feeding them pizza.
yeah.
What? Oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm still waiting. I mean, I have, Thomas talks about he has a group of people that are helping him. He doesn't understand the group of people that have reached out to me and said, if you go out to the PNC, pick me up along the way. I want to come and help.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And honestly, he gives me an address, I'll go, and I will pick up people along the way, and we'll get it done.
Absolutely.
But, as I've said before, he is a wussy with a P. For those of you that don't know, last year he threatened multiple times to unalive me. He said he came to my town. He loves to tell this story about how he walked past me at a grocery store and we said hi to each other. Obviously, a bunch of crap. It was just so ironic because he doesn't realize that I'm not a people person. I like to stay home. And the day he said that he passed me, I hadn't been out of the house for like 3 days.
I have the video of him saying that he went to Matilda's house. He knocked on the door, but Matilda wouldn't come out. I lived in Dexter, Missouri at that time, I guess.
Yeah, right.
You said that to me. I was like, you have a house in Dexter? What? I didn't know.
Yeah, because Matilda, I would leave where you live right now to go to Dexter. What?
Right.
I mean, I see your videos all the time. You know, and it's pretty damn obvious you live on the water.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he said he's been in my house. He said he's put cameras in my house. He said he's been in my house many times. He's said all of these things. If his lips are moving and there's sound coming out, he's lying because that's all he does.
And it's funny, but it's not, because it's funny that he thinks all this, but in his mind, he's not right.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, Thomas, I'm going to be watching you as well as Scammy, as well as Scam Slam. You know,
And Scar, there's another person that follows me. She streams him when you know, we're not streaming him. And the more people that make videos or share the videos that we put out about him, the better. You know, we need to let these people know in his lives that he absolutely 100% is not who he says he is. We need to let them know that they should not send him money whatsoever, because as Matilda said, I agree, he's hitting people up on the back end.
Yeah.
And, you know, sooner or later, one of those people will figure out what he's all about. And myself, or, you know, you Just Stop, or Matilda will get a screenshot of conversations that he's had with somebody where he's asked them for money and they've sent it because they didn't know.
Yep, 100%. And the scary part is when they do send him money, he then gets their personal information to do with whatever he does, you know. And with that type of person, I would not want him having my personal information.
Absolutely not. He is not going to, you know, he says he's traveling all over the place. He's not traveling as far as he says he is, for a multitude of reasons.
It's a circle.
Yes. Yes. Gas prices right now are ridiculous. I know when is the last time, what was the last gas price, Trace, that you had heard about in the PNW?
Oh, my ex-assistant said she got gas, the cheap gas, the low-grade gas, mind you, the other day and paid $6 and something a gallon. So,
ooh, wow.
Cheap gas, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he's going to come in here. Oh, goody.
Oh, lovely.
You know, he's not going far with that because, number one, he has to get money to get gas, and gas is expensive. Number two, his RV is circa 1987, 88.
He'd be lucky to get 5 miles to the gallon with that.
Right. He's you know, he's I remember even last year he was constantly repairing that vehicle, and he was at the junkyard to get a part for his vehicle. So, you know, what he's driving is not anything that's going to get him long distances. He's going to stay, you know, within the vicinity of where he was. You know, when he threatens to say he's going to this place, he's going to go see this person. That's his MO. He does that to come off like he's tough. He's not. He is a wussy with a P, as I said.
That RV is going to be his downfall. It's going to break down on the road or wherever, and all the dogs, and someone's a cop with some sense is going to figure it all out.
Yep.
If he recently showed 2 brand new iPads and laptops, they're stolen.
Yeah, oh, you know.
I'll tell you that right now. There's no way in hell he would buy those. Now and think about it from a intellectual a standpoint. They are wearing the rattiest, most disgusting dog fecal covered clothes. Wouldn't you think if they had money to burn like that, they would take care of themselves, and, you know, they would dress appropriately as a rescue organization? Don't you think they'd have some type of literature, to give cards to people saying this is who we are, this is what we do? They don't. They don't.
He's a
Um,
sideshow, not a business.
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So wait, Thomas said he's coming over here. Come on over, Thomas. You know, um, I have gone into his lives multiple times, and every time I go in there, I'm respectful. And every time I go in there, he will comment that I'm there, and then he'll mute me, and then he'll start saying about that I'm an evil person. I am a dog hater. I don't like what he's doing. He does that because now I can't respond to it.
Yep.
So he comes across like he's this big guy that's going to stand up to people that are calling him out. And the people in the chat don't realize we're not talking about him, in the chat because we can't anymore.
Yep.
'Cause-
Exactly.
He ended the live.
Oh, maybe he'll come over here.
I know Kool-Aid posts great posts
Oh
about
yeah,
him.
yes. Kool-Aid is a banger. I'll tell you.
I know, and I'm gonna start posting about him, and we're gonna get it out. We're gonna get it out, and I'm gonna tag your supporters, Thomas, if you're still listening, in the posts that are out there to show
Yep.
them proof of who you are. I don't necessarily have to message them. I can tag them
Yep.
and let them watch it themselves. So yeah, we're on to you.
Yep.
And then the more word we spread, other people will as well.
And this is the important thing, okay? There are 148 people in here right now. Now, think about if every single one of you reposted the videos that we make on him. Okay, now you're sending them out to people that can see them on your following list. Okay, and that could be up to however many people you have that follow you. That's getting the word out about this guy. And then if those people share them, then it's getting out to more people. This information has to go out so people that aren't even in this live right now can see it on their FYP, or they can see it when it pops up as a repost by whoever's in here. His MO will be this. His MO will be, again, he'll get back on and he will say that everybody in here don't like what he's doing. They don't like the fact that he's rescuing dogs. They're going to say that we hate dogs. He'll probably threaten us and say that he's going to come visit us. What was it a couple nights ago, Trace? I was going to dance with.
You were going to dance in the stars. Yeah.
And he's going to have a cup of coffee with us.
Right. And I was excited because I thought he said I was going to be on Dancing
Right?
with the Stars. Now, I may not be physically up to that right now, but I think I could probably, get there if given the opportunity. Give me 6 months and I should.
He's going to have that cup of coffee with us.
Yes. Yes, he is. And he will say that we're dangerous people, and that he'll say that he's moving again because he's afraid of people like us and what we'll do to the dogs, although he already obviously said, and I'm going to keep poking him with this, he told me I can come get the dogs, and I'd like to do that. So Thomas, you said it. Stand by what you're saying. But he's bottom line is he's no good. He's no good. Francis, is there anything else you want to add about your brother here that we may not have covered, or anything like that? And Francis may not even be listening now.
I am.
Francis-
I'm still here. Like I said, there's a lot, but we cannot do that over social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you be concerned? One of the big concerns we had last week was that he was out in public, and he had some dogs there, and there were children around him. let's put it this way into perspective. Would you let little kids, and I think you have grandkids and all that, would you trust him around your own kids?
Absolutely not. He's never been around them any way, shape, or form. I would never.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no.
this is his own family members saying they wouldn't allow him around little kids. And he's not supposed to be near children. So when he's around these kids, he is absolutely violating the registry he's supposed to be on. Now, he said a couple days ago that he went back to court and they threw out the charges. Now, without putting out too much information, Tracy, can you talk a little bit about the conversation you had a week and a half ago with a sheriff from North Carolina?
I indeed can. Yes.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, so I had contacted a particular sheriff in a particular county. I had reached out via email, basically stated that we knew where he was, etc. I was very impressed because I got an email back, and not only did I get an email back from this very nice sheriff, but I got a phone call, and it was a very lengthy phone call. And so yeah, basically, I was given quite a bit of information about what he went to prison for. I can assure you that it is true. The validity of what everything that says on the court docs is absolutely true, according to this sheriff, who does remember that case very fondly. The thing that disturbed me was that he said, and I quote, "You definitely would not want to know the details of that case. It'll turn your stomach." End quote. Yeah. So basically, then of course he's, kind of wanting to know where I was, how I knew of this. We got into how, we were on TikTok, and last year we kind of hunted him down, etc. To today. And he actually, it kind of shocked me, but he actually said, "Bravo, keep up the good work. That we're not doing anything wrong. Awareness is wonderful, and to keep doing what we're doing, to get the word out there about him, because he is very dangerous."
So when people say, "Oh, what you're doing is illegal. You shouldn't be doing that," when we have the sheriff
Right.
that was part of the original case against him,
Correct.
telling us to keep doing what we're doing, to
Yes.
warn people about him,
Yes.
that tells you everything about what we're doing is right,
Exactly.
and that the police themselves are telling us to continue doing this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There you go.
That says a lot, Thomas.
I know there was one detective, God rest his soul, but he had dealt with Tommy many, many, many times. And I believe the same county you talked to the other one with. Yeah. But I wished he was still alive, because I would so share this with him and put him right in here.
Right.
Yeah.
But he had passed like a couple years ago. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to put him in there, because he can give everybody his thoughts and minds about him.
Right. Right. Yeah. The one I spoke to remembers it fondly. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, in the court, it was brought up, he was asking me if I was aware of the fact that he violently jumped up and tried to attack either a police officer in court or a bailiff.
Yes.
I'm not
Right.
positive. Yes.
It was the bailiffs.
Bailiff.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna say,
Yeah,
I saw that
Francis
article on the
Francis
internet.
was there Francis
Oh,
was in court. Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
was in there when
You
it
want to
happened.
talk about that situation? Because if you look for the story, you can find it on the internet. Because it made headline news in the county. And
Yep.
why don't you explain what happened, Francis?
So we showed up to court. It was me and my mom. I was pregnant with my daughter at the time, that is now 24. Yeah, 24. Anyways, we were sitting in there and we wanted to make sure, things went the way we needed it to go, as in he needed to go, and he would talk to his attorney, and then he looked over at us and he gave us this like evil, evil look. And then the bailiffs were paying attention to him, and then he got looked back at his attorney. He got rude with his attorney, and then that's when he started like popping off at the mouth real loud in the courtroom. Bailiffs went over there to talk him down, and that's when he jumped up and lost it. They immediately cleared the courtroom, and nobody was allowed back in there.
And can you tell everybody? Now you told us that his trial there was no jury. Okay,
No,
so he was basing it on allowing a judge to make a decision, right?
it was a plea that he accepted. Yes.
So did he admit he was guilty?
He pleaded guilty. Yes.
So
To the two
he
girls, right? Is that
right.
what? Okay. Okay.
Yes. And he's claiming that he never did it. And he's claiming that recently he said that he went back to court and they threw out the case. And then now he even said that he's working on getting his name cleared. So which one is it, Thomas?
Right. So he did in fact, it wasn't him, but anyways, in fact, the girls had gotten on the stand and stuff and did say, oh, this didn't happen, but parents had better proof and pushed it to the fullest. So,
Yep. Now, somebody just said something in the chat, and Francis can elaborate on this. Somebody said he has a problem with authority.
yes, horribly bad. Like, nobody tells him what to do. Nobody tells him how to live his life. Nobody, it's bad. Like, even our parents, as, us kids growing up, he didn't like it at all. Like, not at all.
And one of the things that Francis pointed out, because as I said, I kind when I'm covering these people, I want a background of them, when they were kids, because somebody like Thomas just doesn't turn into Thomas now. There's a like penultimate moment in a kid's life when something changes and they start becoming a criminal. Now, from all intents and purposes of what I've heard, he's always been like this. But the thing that you have to look at is all of the rest of his siblings turned out to be good people, married, have kids, have jobs, have this and that.
Never been in jail or prison, does not have a record, like nothing like that.
So, and you can verify that as a kid he was diagnosed with a mental health condition, correct?
Yes.
So, we all know that mental health conditions can happen for a multitude of reasons. So it's not uncommon that, you have a group of siblings and many of them, they're all fine, except there's one person, there's one child that might, have an inherent mental illness, that
Right.
comes out when they get older. it sounds like from the point though where he really became a young teen is kind of when things really showed up, in terms of him. I was taken aback by the story that you had said about the family pet. I hadn't even imagined that that was an issue. There is a medical diagnosis for that type of behavior. Um, and, I always say it, kind of as a joke in my lives, but not really either. Thomas, if you're listening, there is an organization, there's a group online called talkiatry.com, where you can have virtual visits with psychologists and psychiatrists. And I say this with anybody in my life. If you feel like you're having issues with anything in your life, don't don't pass up the opportunity to get some help. The more I talk about my, issues that I've dealt with for a while, and, I'm on medications and all that. We've come to a point in society where it's not something that needs to be hidden anymore. Please get the help you need. Please reach out to somebody, to talk to somebody and to, try to get what you need to be successful, because it is possible. For somebody like Thomas, though, I've heard the typical, the typical incidences, as what Francis had told me a couple days ago. Thomas was put on medication and he didn't take it. And the only time he took it is when his mom, gave it to him to take. There are those people that are not willing.
Force the issue for him to take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's some people that don't take it. They know they should have it, but they don't. And those are the people that, continue, the behavior that Thomas has, where the God complex and the looking for positive reinforcements from people he doesn't know, because of the fact that he doesn't have family that wants anything to do with him. He thinks he's right. He thinks he's right in everything he does. He is a habitual liar. With medication, he wouldn't be thinking and behaving this way.
Always, that's what. Yeah, it makes me anxious.
Tommy's always in denial of everything. He's always right of everything. And everything he does and says, it's always the truth in his eyes.
Yep.
Right. And like you said, the constant needing that constant assurance from strangers, like
the positive, the validation that he's a good guy.
Exactly.
He needs his ego pumped up, and when people say that he's such a wonderful person and what he's doing is God's work and this and that he feeds off of that.
Absolutely.
He feeds off of that, and without that he's absolutely nothing.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Or the times like he used to go to church when he was little. We all went to church together. And he was getting baptized every Sunday. Every Sunday he had to be baptized.
Holy crap.
Yes.
What, like, was that based on what he wanted to do? Or was that... Oh my God.
Yeah, he just wanted to be baptized and be in front of everybody. That center of attention thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it didn't work.
Yeah, no. No.
It did not work at all. It didn't work.
No. But yeah, we're not going to stop bringing awareness on you, Thomas. And it's just going to get It's going to go downhill from here.
Yep.
I've not seen
And
him join unless he's under another name.
yeah, I haven't seen him come over.
No, he could be over here because that's the type of person he is. He'll come in on a burner and he'll listen. And I guarantee you, the next time he goes live, he will talk about this live and he'll say it's all lies. And everybody lies about me. They're not telling the truth. They don't know the truth. He's the only one that knows the truth, and it's the same thing. Again, I was watching lives from him a year and a half ago, and it's the same talking points every single time. It's the same things he's saying now. He said a year and a half ago. All the lies. The only thing that changes is how many dogs he's rescued. I mean, every day he's got a different number of dogs in his RV. Every day it's a different number of dogs that he's rescued throughout his life.
Do you still have the screenshot I sent you?
What was it? The one with the message he sent you?
Yeah.
No, you sent that to Scam Slam. I don't have that message.
I need
But
to send that to you.
why don't you in a nutshell paraphrase what he said to you and make it TikTok friendly, because we don't want you we don't want you getting a violation.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fishing girl, was it that one that was spamming the chat with about the Cash App? I got that one.
Let's see.
Yeah. I got that one. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I was looking away. I didn't realize it at first. I appreciate it, Pinkbird. I appreciate all the taps and everybody for coming in tonight. Scammy, thank you. I know you and Scam Slam, and Matilda have covered him last year. Like I said, I didn't really follow him a lot last year. But now I'm here for it.
Yeah, there are there's people that are behind the scenes too, that are
Yep.
that are helping out, and again, he is his downfall is going to be himself.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not going to be anything that we do to him. His
Exactly.
downfall will be himself.
Yep.
I think Francis is gonna. I don't know if she's looking for the message. You heard him say that his messages, he got a violation, so he can't message people right now.
Was it
And
that
it's
message that Scam Slam showed last week?
Yes.
I have that. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, it was
There
a
you go.
message
I
that
tried
he
to figure
sent.
out how to send it, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah, he sent a message to his sister Francis here, and let's just say it's not going to make her want to invite him to a 4th of July barbecue.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Or even if it was a kind one, he still wouldn't come.
Right.
He's a sick-minded individual.
Okay.
There it is.
Are you able to read it without getting a violation?
I don't. My eyeballs are so old. Let me see. Hang on one side. I'm trying to think if I can get it on my other phone, but I don't know how.
Let me see if I can take a picture on my other phone and I can blow it up. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have it right here. Hold
Okay.
on. Let me see that.
I'm sorry.
No. Listen. I'm the same way. I mean, I my eyes forget. I'm convinced that, like, when you see labels on products now, that I'm convinced that the print is smaller. I don't think it is, though.
They are definitely making it
think
smaller.
Our eyes suck.
Yeah, no. That's like when I went to the eye doctor and he's like, "You don't need bifocals." I'm like, "I love you."
Listen, at this point in my life, I need quadfocals, and I don't even think they make those. But that's what I need. Okay, so I'm going to read this and try to clear it up as much as possible. And let me clarify that everything in this message that he sent his sister are lies. Okay, but this is his delusion that he is amazing and everybody else is shitty. So it says, this screenshot that she showed, it says, you were having, Max, you were the one, you were calling dad, but the fact that you did something to your own son and the fact that you were being a lady of the night out for many years, not only can I prove everything I'm going to say about you, not only do I have proof that you and some guy's name was having intimate relations, but I also have proof that you did something with your son and your very first one. So just note, I've hated you all your life because you're nothing but an evil, evil little girl who I should have done away with a long time ago. But now I'm going to come for your family. I'm going to show you how it feels. But this is a guy, like I made the video today where he says, I'm not a violent person. Nobody should be afraid of me.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, you know what? He's the type of person that if Frances and her sister hadn't been in my lives, and somebody had asked him about his family, he probably would have spoken very nice about them. Oh, I have siblings and they're very nice and this and that. But the fact now that his siblings are calling him out for exactly who he is, now all of a sudden they're terrible people. He's making up lies about them. Of course, he showed no proof. All these people, think how many of these people on this app claim something and they say, oh, I have the proof, I'm going to show it, and they never do because there is no proof.
Exactly. That happens all the time.
Yep. Well, I told him, I said, well, buddy, you can go ahead and pull up my record or whatever you want to do, but I promise you, my record is as clean as I don't know what. There's
Clean
nothing.
as a whistle.
Like, there's nothing, not even a traffic ticket on it, so go ahead.
Yep. Well, do you want me to play? I have his live that he had a little bit ago. Do you want me to play? It's only 4 minutes long.
Sure, that'll be fine.
I'll play the audio for it.
Okay.
Let's see what he had to say here. I'm sure it's going to be nothing. He'll say we're lying, and here it is.
Don't worry, folks. Guys, gonna make sure everybody gets a piece of pizza. Nobody's gonna be stingy about it.
Pizza. He's feeding these dogs pizza.
Here. There's your piece. There's you a piece. There's you a piece. You ate yours already, big boy.
That is disgusting.
Oh my God.
And remember, he said that he took these dogs out of horrible conditions where they weren't being fed properly. And here he is feeding pizza to the dogs.
Here, guys, come on. Come on.
I hope Karma comes to Thomas tonight at about 2:00 in the morning, and all of these dogs simultaneously have diarrhea.
I was just going to say that.
Because we know we'll see it tomorrow because they won't clean it up. Look it, the dogs are sleeping on garbage bags.
Yes, I saw that.
How do you rip all this up, guys? Everybody's got to make sure everybody has some. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Everybody's
And like all these people in this life, do they not realize that this is something they shouldn't be doing? Like you shouldn't be feeding dogs pizza. Now listen, I'm not going to lie. If there's a piece of crust left in my pizza, I'll pull a little piece off of it and I'll throw it to the rubes so she can eat it. A little piece of crust with no sauce and no cheese on it is not a bad thing. But giving them fucking cheese and sauce and pepperoni and all that, are you kidding me?
Yeah, crust is okay because it's just like bread.
Right, exactly.
No, these little guys, they gotta have some too, man.
No, they don't.
Where are you boogers at?
You see the big German Shepherd not accept it?
Where are you guys?
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's the first dog. I'm going to take AJ too, Thomas. I'm going to take AJ. And you know where AJ's going to go? AJ's going to go down to Matilda. So AJ could be around other German Shepherds that are, well adjusted, well behaved, and can spend the rest of his life with other German Shepherds living in a good home.
Running around, playing, and eating healthy, nutritious food.
Going in the ocean, running around on the sand.
Does anybody know what happened to that lady he supposedly moved in with them?
Jam that one down, buddy.
No, that was a lie. That was a lie. He didn't take some woman in with her dog. That was a pile of crap. That was just another one of his habitual lies.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, y'all have gotten really good at being cute. You know that, right? I don't know who taught y'all how to be cute.
My dog won't even eat the crust of a pizza, let alone the tomato sauce and.
Yeah.
I don't know who taught y'all how to be cute.
The way he talks to them is very creepy. No,
it's creepy as hell.
What he's done.
I know.
Licking little lips.
Now, how many strays do you know that are what are they called? Red what is that breed called right there? That
The
cute little
hound?
puppy.
Red
With the
healer?
red healer? Yeah. How many stray red healers have you ever seen in your lifetime where, you had to save them? No. There's a live from earlier 7:54 Eastern time, so this was right after you went live. I was live at this time, and I wasn't even talking about him really. So I'm not going to play that. That's a 48-minute one. Nobody's got time for that. Let me see. I want to see if I can pull up the pictures that I took from screen grabs. These were pictures of his. Yeah, I got them. Pictures of his RV. Okay. Let me pull this up. Is it possible to big box me?
Yeah,
It looks like the RV from Breaking Bad.
Right. Yep. Instead of unfortunately rugs all over the place, though, it's dog shit and pee.
And how do I get scamming to the big box?
If you tap on me and in the right hand corner, it'll say expand. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this was a picture from last night. Okay. I don't know there's a plastic bag on the floor there. He said yesterday he washes his floors 35 to 50 times a day.
No, right there.
I think he missed a spot.
Yeah, all that black. Yeah.
Wait, it gets worse. Hold on. This is a better picture. You can see that there's dog pee there.
Yeah. I was gonna say I see a little puddle there.
Yep. There's a better picture of that. Look at the cushions. They're filthy. There's dirt there. Just absolutely disgusting. This is Heidi. Okay. What? Okay. The living conditions. That's a garbage bag that's on the cushions.
And then the dogs.
You wonder where they sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, because the dogs all lay on those garbage bags.
Yep. Thomas says, I mean, filthy shoes, stuff on the floor. This dog is standing on some type of a like tote plastic container. Look at how dirty Heidi's pants are. There's dog poop on it. I mean, these are not. This is not good living conditions. I
No,
mean, you
no.
know. There's another picture of the pants that she had on. You know, just. Here's a picture of their floor again. You could see there's pee stains there. There's something black on the floor there. But you know they clean the floors here 35 to 50 times a day. So you know,
Maybe in their dreams.
but
Can't
these you know
imagine the
Look at his
smell.
pants.
yeah.
Can you
Oh,
imagine the smell?
Oh, it's terrible.
no.
There you
Ugh.
know he's talking about how you know, he's taking animals out of terrible situations that are unhealthy. Here's a water bowl empty. He said back here he's got a bunch of puppies, you know, that were recently born and something like that. You know, I've been around puppies. I've been around litters of puppies before. You would hear noise if
Oh,
there
yeah.
were a bunch of puppies around. Here's another picture. Another spot. You look underneath the bed there. There's stuff there. This dog is snoozing on the garbage bag. You know, there's other pictures of the garbage bag where it's actually dirty. You know, this is not a healthy living situation.
Mm-mm.
The cushions on that couch. There's something on the floor there. Um, you know, here's another picture of them all on the plastic bags. I mean, this is not. You know, this I found. I'm not really sure. You know, this looks like one of the dog's ears is red and it looks wet. That's not good. I mean, that's probably ear mites or an ear infection.
I just
You
want to
know,
hug that dog. That one's my favorite.
look at yeah, that's AJ. That's the dog that's going to go down and stay with Matilda. Look at the bag there. There's shit on the bag. There's shit on her pants. I mean, this is disgusting. Absolutely vile conditions. You know, and they want to say that they're giving these
Oh,
dogs a better home. No, they're not. I mean, look at the bottom of his shoes. It's like filled with shit. Or her shoes, the tread, it's filled with shit.
If they came up to me and said, "Here you go, here's the dog that you want," I'd be like, "Oh, no, no, goodbye, no." Like, ew.
I'll show you my favorite picture, okay? This one just absolutely like turned my stomach. This is inside his RV, okay? This is the carpet near the driver's side.
oh my gosh, it looks like mold.
It's shit. It's like caked in shit and dirt and pee and look, there's stuff all over the floor. The dogs sleep on you know the seats and all that. This is not good conditions. First of all, it's not good conditions for a human. But quite honestly, I could give a rat's ass about those two humans. They deserve this. They deserve to be in unhealthy conditions. But the animals don't have a choice.
Exactly.
And you combine what this probably smells like along with the rest of the RV with the urine all over the place and you know I can guarantee you listen he said he put garbage bags over the cushions so if they had accidents it wouldn't hit the cushions are probably biohazards already because quite honestly I don't see them renting a you know, carpet cleaner that does upholstery.
He's covered them
Okay.
so we can't see them.
Exactly.
They're like that spot.
And right, Heather, he smokes in there constantly. They don't have the windows open, so now you have the smoke in there. The dogs are inhaling smoke. They're inhaling dog urine and feces. They probably stink themselves along with the dogs, and it's just you know I laugh when he says he's bringing them into better conditions. He's not.
No.
He's bringing them into conditions that are just as bad, if not worse. Because again, honestly, I'm concerned about the well-being of these dogs, considering what I heard he does with the cats. This was the water container today. Okay, the dog went over to get a drink. There's no water. This is the dog that was whining and crying so loudly, and went over to get water. No water. The dog probably was dehydrated and had to go to the bathroom, and he wouldn't even take the dogs outside to go to the bathroom. So yeah.
And yeah, Rain said that looks like a BLOOD. I don't even know if I could say it. Who knows? But it looks like a different kind of stain, and who knows what it is? That's what I thought at first too.
Yeah, it's it's not a good situation that
No.
these dogs are in, which is why I said, hell yeah, I'll rescue them. Hit me up, send me the information where you are, and I'll come and I'll take them from you.
Oh, that is horrible.
Yep. He's a disgusting individual. So I don't really have, I have nothing else. I think I've exhausted all of my information. Trace, was there anything else that you could think of that,
No, I think we pretty much covered it this evening. Yeah, I think you ran the whole gamut of it.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming in and
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
thank you, everybody.
whenever, you want to, if any other information comes out about him, or, if you want to, go live about him, you just reach out to me. And, I don't have a video of him hitting one of the dogs. I know Tracy saw a couple nights ago when did Heidi hit one of them?
Yes, I did. I think it was a couple nights ago. I think that she had smacked one. It had barked. She was watching a video on her cell phone, and I think it startled her. And because it startled her, she whipped around and smacked a puppy. So
That should be on rewatch.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is. Yes.
I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna start posting his lives to YouTube and videos, and like I said, Kool-Aid post videos, and I mean, just share anything you see about him. Just please share it out.
Repost it.
Yeah.
Repost.
Absolutely, and yeah, no, definitely, we'll have to retouch. Yeah, I want to touch base on everything, again soon.
I think I have a few accounts that I can repost them on.
You think you have a couple, maybe?
just a few, Matilda. Are you sure? You might want to make another one just in case.
You may want to make another 500 just in case. But listen, keep up the good work, Matilda, and just stop. Let's continue to push this guy's information out there.
And
reach out to me. There's some stuff that I'm not going to say in lives. But reach out to me, and we can kind of keep information going back and forth and all that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Listen, have a great night. Have a
You
great weekend.
too.
And I'll talk to you
Thank you,
guys soon.
everyone.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and dealing with us for these last few hours. Matilda, thank you. And yeah, we'll still be watching Thomas and Beth and Devin and Tim and Angela and all the rest of them.
Gotta go.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.